What's up everyone, how are you all? Today we are back with another blazing Naruto story. What if Naruto quit being a Konoha ninja? If you enjoyed then please like, share and do comments. They were there, both lying in bed, staring at the ceiling where the ceiling fan slowly made rotations, continuously. Sakura's pink hair was splayed over the pillow in a Y-way, her hands on her stomach, her night dress hitched up mid-thigh, revealing a shapely pair of legs. Naruto didn't have a shirt on. His muscular chest and tight stomach rose in rhythm with his breathing. He had his hands behind his head. Give me the key, Sakura. Why should I? There's no reason. I shouldn't have given that to you. Not my fault. Naruto let out a loud sigh. You're making this a habit and it's annoying me. Annoying you? How? I'm not used to sleeping with someone. I don't see anything wrong with sleeping with someone. I can't sleep when there is someone beside me. Come on. Is that why? Sounds childish. I can't sleep when there is a girl beside me. His voice was louder now. We're best friends. I can't sleep when you are beside me. This will be the last time, Sakura. I'll be changing locks. Sakura's playful expression soured. That hurts. It sounds like you hate me so much. It's because you're so stubborn. I've told you over and over that I don't like you spending the night here. I'm just afraid that you will try to leave me again. Naruto let out an exasperated sigh. That again. I don't know if you're sincere or you're just making excuses. You know the best that I don't have such plans. How could I know if you were telling the truth? Everyone can lie. You don't trust what I say, but you trust me enough to think that I won't do anything to you while you sleep. Oh, that means something's on your mind? Oh, yeah, lots of things. Naruto's expression was tight, especially when you wear such a provoking dress. He ran his left hand over her exposed thigh, waiting with an impassive expression how Sakura would react. Sakura just stared at him. Challenged, he slid his hand higher until he could feel the edge of her underwear. Sakura did not flinch at all, as if she was already prepared for this. Knowing now that it was no use, he pulled his hand, sat up, and lit a cigarette. He sucked at the filter and slowly blew white smoke. Damn it, I know you can't do it. You already saw every inch of me, so I wouldn't mind if you touch me next. Naruto shot him a glare. What kind of reasoning is that? And the hell if I do it with you? Bastard, you make it sound like I'm unattractive. Naruto checked for himself. She had this heart-shaped face, those expressive green eyes, those cute pinkish lips, a natural rosy complexion, and that white-pink hair. In addition, she had grown big in the front and was now taller than before. Who would not be attracted? Imagining things about her was not difficult. You've just grown weird, he said. Sakura turned her back on him. You should be telling that to yourself, she muttered. Don't go muttering weird stuff on me, sis. It's not funny when you do that. Sakura glared at him. Stop that, sis, thing. I told you I didn't want you calling me like that. We are like that, officially, right? Comparing it to your midnight invasions, it's mild. Sakura scowled and suddenly cried, You, rape. Someone help me, rape. Naruto's eyes widened in astonishment. He lunged forward. He tried to cover her mouth with his free hand, but she got away and continued her hysterics. Naruto was trapped, his left hand being occupied by the cigarette. He had to stop her before someone accidentally made sense of her ramblings. He swiped her down to the bed with his right arm and kissed her. When he got his bearing, he pulled away and covered her mouth with his right hand. Stop it now, he hissed. Sakura went on despite of the hand over her mouth. Naruto reached out to the floor and stubbed his cigarette. When done, he got back to business. Sakura suddenly bit his right palm. Ouch, what the fuck? She then bit his left arm. Ah, he quickly took his arm away from her. Are you crazy? Sakura was breathing hard. Now you know what I'll do when you irritate me too much. Naruto looked disgusted. I don't understand you anymore. The left shoulder strap of Sakura's night dress had fallen down and it had exposed her left. A splendid sight, but Naruto did not care. He inhaled a lungful of air. He reached out and put her dress's strap in place. Turning to his lamp table, he reached for his pack of cigarettes, shook one out, and lit it. Sakura was glaring at him. You won, Naruto said. I surrender. Do what you want. He got up, putting his jacket on with one fluid motion. Sakura began to casually change behind him. She wanted him to look. Hey, irritated, Naruto walked to the door. Please, if you have something to say it downstairs. Sakura arrived at the kitchen. There was a cup of chocolate on the table. Naruto was sipping coffee, looking out the window. The rice cooker was on and only 3 minutes remained on the cooking timer. Don't you want to cook for yourself once in a while? Sakura went to the fridge. She gathered some eggs and tomatoes. I don't, sis. Don't call me that. Naruto gave her a look. I let you stay here whenever you like. I call you, sis. Don't start, Naruto. Aren't you unnecessarily making your parents worry? But what? Me staying here? I even know some parents who would push their daughters to sleep with you. Sakura got the pan and began heating the cooking oil. Uzumaki Naruto, the Yellow Thunder. They would even jump for joy. Besides, they already know. No, you're only making that up. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but they really trust you. Sakura sliced the tomatoes into small dices. They trust you as I trust you. They know that I'm safest when I'm with you. Aren't they worried that, something happens? You wouldn't dare. There are factors. Stop brainwashing me. I've been sleeping on the same bed with you for more than 2 months. Nothing has happened yet. Sakura started cooking the tomato omelet. It even makes me think you're gay. Naruto sighed. Sakura, I'm not comfortable with what you're doing. Sakura shrugged. Could you tell me why you were doing this? Sakura feeling I can't believe you glare at Naruto. We're adults already. It's not right for a woman to sleep with a man if they're not married. When did you start caring about norms and standards? When I realized that I was already 20 and should be acting like a true adult. A true adult, huh? Sakura transferred the omelet onto a plate and put it down on the table. It's still a long way to go, Naruto. Adulthood doesn't come with age. It comes with time. Come, let's have breakfast. Naruto got the rice cooker. He scooped some rice for Sakura, and then for himself. They sat opposite each other. The omelet was delicious, and Naruto couldn't resist another serving that made Sakura smile. Later, Naruto went to the porch and smoked as he waited for the food to settle. The breeze was refreshing. He enjoyed the warmth of the early sunshine on his skin. The smell of grass mingled with the pleasing fragrance of smoke, making him relax. After accomplishing 3 consecutive missions, the Hokage had forced him to have a 2-day vacation. He had originally planned to use it to have a peaceful time alone with himself when, to his surprise, Sakura also filed for a 2-day leave starting on the same day as his vacation. Dear, Sakura said, sweetly. Stop it. Here's tea. Naruto took a sip. What do you plan on doing with your vacation? Hang out with you, I guess. I haven't thought of anything yet. She sat beside Naruto and inhaled the sweet breeze. How's work? Nothing much is happening. We only get kids and the elderly these days. Naruto nodded. For a while, he just watched the blue sky with thin, feathery clouds passing serenely under it. Then, he grabbed Sakura's hand. Sakura let out a gasp. Naruto looked at their entwined hands. I never thought that one day I would be able to hold your hand like this. Before, I would even be too nervous to talk to you. Now, you even sleep with me at your own will. Many things have truly changed. Sakura was trying her best to hide her embarrassment. Naruto's hand was warm and gentle. Yeah, and you even had the guts to kiss me this morning. I had no choice. Besides, I did not feel anything from it. That was my second kiss. Naruto gave the impression that he knew she was lying. Sakura missed it. You were also my first. It was an accident. A kiss is a kiss. I don't care very much. One thing is clear between us. We're best friends and that's it. I know. Naruto stared at her for a while, and then he stood up. I'll go now. I have some business to attend to. I'll go with you. No, you should go home and spend some time with your mom. Sakura reluctantly agreed. So, see you later. Okay. Sakura's mom came running down the stairs when she arrived. Are you alright, honey? Mrs. Haruno asked. What's up? Something the matter? Naruto came here last night. He told me that you were staying at his place. He said that you suddenly collapsed. That sneaky bastard. Naruto came here? Are you alright? Nothing's wrong with me, Mom. I was just a little exhausted. Geez, Naruto. What did you tell Mom? Mrs. Haruno sighed in relief. I was worried. I'm grateful that Sweet Man came here to tell me where you were. Yeah, that guy is really sweet. Later, Sakura started to climb the stairs. Sakura, are you sure everything is okay? Sakura stopped. What is it, now? That man, his eyes were quite troubled. Did he tell you anything other than what you told me? He said you'd always done that. What did he mean? Are you sleeping with him? It's none of your business, Mom. When she tried to continue her climb, her mother grabbed her wrist. I know you know that I have a say in this. You won't understand. I'm prepared for anything. Tell me if your overtimes are really overtimes. Sakura couldn't answer. I thought so, Mrs. Haruno said. How long are you intending to keep this from me? Sakura did not reply. Sakura, this isn't like you. Don't you care about your reputation? Naruto is my best friend. I think I'm not doing something wrong. It's not what it seems to me. Whatever relationship you have with him, Naruto remains a man. It's not hard to think of things that could be going on between the two of them. He's not that kind of man. Besides, if that was true, that I assure you not, would it matter that much? I mean, he's single, I'm single, and the whole village knows who he is, even you. As he is, he's actually a good cat. Mrs. Haruno reined herself for a while. When she was sure it could do no harm, she asked, do you have feelings for him? Something delayed Sakura for a split second. None, of course. He's like a brother to me. Can we stop this, Mom? We're going nowhere. Mrs. Haruno ignored me. Tell me your reason, then. Why are you doing this? Okay, Naruto's apartment is near the hospital. I've been recently instructed to stay for a little while. There is shortage of nurses because of the large number of missions that require one nurse per team. Usually, when I'm finally permitted to leave, it's already very late. Our house is too far. Naruto's apartment is only 100 paces away. You could go to the Yamanaka's instead. Why to his place? I feel more secure with him. He's one of the best, after all. It's not the point. You still haven't answered the question. I can list a lot of other alternatives for you if you want. Mrs. Haruno shook her head. Really, Sakura, I can't understand you. It's more like you are trying to seduce him. Mom, I'm sorry. Maybe I haven't recovered yet from the shock of hearing about your collapse. Anyway, if you're going to sleep at his place, let me know. You could send me a message, couldn't you? There are a lot of courier birds available these days, right? Naruto, look what you've done. Oh okay. Promise? Sure, I promise. Sakura went upstairs. Naruto went to the Konoha Ninja Academy. The business he had to attend to was the meeting for the upcoming Chunin exam that would take place after 2 months. The meeting was scheduled in the afternoon, but he came early to get away from Sakura. Hey, Naruto, a man behind him called out. Naruto turned to see the owner of the voice. Shikamaru. Good morning. Shikamaru had a cigarette in his mouth, and his same carefree disposition met Naruto. Yo, what are you doing here? It's too early for the meeting. Just went for a stroll. I ended up here. Crap, you are the type of man who won't leave his flat if everything is normal. So, she's at it, again? Naruto sighed. You really do know me, huh? Shikamaru blew a sigh of smoke. Really, you too? Care for a smoke down the grounds? Naruto went with Shikamaru. They sat under a tree. They had an unimpeded view of the grounds where a bunch of young ninjas did their routine technique training. Shikamaru offered Naruto a cigarette and lit it himself. There's a lot of promising kids this year, Shikamaru said. That's good to hear. Who are you rooting for? Suzuki and Konoha. Konoha? Sano-san's daughter? Yeah, the pretty kid who has a major crush on you. She's top-notch in ninjutsu. The academy has already let her study rank techniques. Impressive. That kid has a bright future. She's always asking for you. She wants to know when you will handle a team. I don't think I would be doing that sometime soon. Yesterday, she went to me and begged me to tell you that she would be celebrating her birthday 2 weeks from now and she would not wish for anything more if you came. When that time comes, tell her that I have a very important mission. Come on, man, don't be like that. Sorry, I would have been glad if she didn't have that stupid crush on me. Shikamaru sighed. That's why girls avoid me. Naruto kept quiet. Why don't stop being ridiculous and accept Sakura's feelings? She's clearly seducing you, Shikamaru said. All that's in my head right now is to be a senin. Having a relationship with someone will just slow me down. I want to be stronger until I convince myself that I deserve the title of Hokage. Till then, I'll make sure nothing unnecessary will hold me back. You know, I sympathize that having a relationship right now is too troublesome, but sometimes a man that aims high like you needs a woman beside him. A woman could stop you from straying from the right path. Naruto gave Shikamaru a funny look. Where did you get that? My father is a pathetic man. Without my mother, he would have been a disaster. My mother keeps his direction towards something with purpose. I believe I'm not that pathetic. Having loyal friends is enough to keep me on the right path. You can't be sure of that. Sometimes there are needs that only a woman can satisfy. I wonder how you can talk like that. You don't have a girlfriend yourself. Shikamaru blew some smoke and shrugged. Kurenai-sensei is not that old, right? Shikamaru choked and repeatedly coughed. Where are you getting at? Just curious. If I'm not mistaken, she'll be 29 this year, right? So, you're 21. 8-year difference? Naruto said in a dreamy voice. Shikamaru said, stop it. Kurenai-sensei is already a mother. Moreover, the child's father was Asuma-sensei. Even if I developed some feelings for Kurenai-sensei, it would be disrespectful. I don't see anything wrong with that. In fact, I think Asuma-sensei would be happy if you took Kurenai-sensei as your wife. That's nonsense. Naruto shrugged. That's only my opinion. Shikamaru stared at Naruto for a while. Then, he crushed his cigarette on the leg of the bench. I should be going, now. I have a class scheduled, 9 a.m. Okay, will you be at the meeting? Sure, see you. Okay. Naruto stayed for a second step. He had no other place to go, so he decided to wait a little longer on the bench. As he moved to look up at the beautiful sky, the more beautiful view blocked his vision. It was Ina. She looked serious. Suddenly, she plucked the cigarette from his mouth, dropped it to the ground, and crushed it under her foot. I told you, I don't want to see you smoking, she said. Naruto could smell her sweet fragrance. Was it just the smell of flowers sticking on her skin or a high-class perfume from another country? He knew that she should be in the hospital right now. What was she doing here? Ino came around the bench and sat beside him. What are you doing here? Don't you have work? He said this as casual as he could, but he wouldn't be able to deny his discomfort around her. She was too damn pretty. My mother is sick. I'm taking care of her. Father has a job too important to miss, so I volunteered to take a vacation in his place. Why is everyone taking a vacation and keeps on popping out to pester me? Don't I have some time to be with myself? I see. So, what are you doing here? Relaxing, I guess. Relaxing? Oh, yeah, you are also on vacation. That's correct. Ino leaned on the backrest and looked over at the ninjas practicing on the ground. The number of students entering the academy has grown 5 times ever since you defeated that White Fang. The White Fang had been a group of rebels after the World War ended. Mostly, they had been warriors that didn't have a place to go back to, so they decided to conquer other villages to build a nation they could call their own. It's not because of that, I think. That statistic only shows that Konoha is growing little by little. We are not growing from the inside. We get the numbers from immigrants from other countries. They think with you here, they can have peace. You think too highly of me, Ino. Of course, without everyone's help, I couldn't have done it. I don't think too highly of you. I only tell what I saw and see. Naruto looked at Ino, incredulously. What is this girl trying to do? Does she want to have a date with me? He stood up, abrupt enough to give the effect that something had suddenly occurred to him. I just remembered something that I must do. Sorry. Huh? Wait, you really have to leave? Ino stood up. I'm sorry if I said something offensive. Of course, you didn't. I'm sorry. To tell you the truth, I'm already late. Sorry. Ino looked at her feet. Sadness filled her eyes. You're doing it, again. Why is it that you always avoid me? She muttered. Ino filled her lungs with air and sighed. She forced herself to smile. It's nothing. Go. It seems important. I'm sorry. Ino widened her smile. God, what a pretty girl. If Naruto could only see. I'm sorry and thank you for being understanding. I'll make it up to you some other time. The meeting went smoothly. It was all about the tests that they would be conducting in the Chunin exam. After the meeting, Tsunade called Naruto to report in her office. Tsunade, looking young as usual despite of her age, sat behind her desk full of papers for signature. From the aura coming from her, no one would ever make a mistake that she was the current Hokage. An invitation came this morning, Tsunade said. The capital city is inviting Class SS Jonins all over the world for a 12-year technique specialization training. Once you complete this, you will be promoted to Sennin immediately. Are you interested? Naruto clapped his hands. Of course, I'm interested. How will I register for it? You seem pretty excited. Are you sure? You'll be gone for 12 years. This is a big opportunity. I'm sure my friends are excited as well. Everyone refused the invitation. Naruto hung his mouth open. What? Yes. Among the Jonins here of your level, no one has accepted this invitation. But why? What's the matter with them? Tsunade frowned. You can be a Sennin eventually even without joining this training. Duration 1. This is unreasonable. I'm the one wondering about your misplaced enthusiasm. Wait, Sasuke. What about Sasuke? I'm sure. Sasuke-kun refused. Besides, even if he accepted, he could not leave Konoha for more than 10 years. He had been a criminal. I almost forgot, he said, weakly. Questions came rushing into him. What's wrong, guys? What are you afraid of? Why don't any of you realize that this is a 1 in a million chance? So, what's your decision? Tsunade asked. Naruto looked up with flaming determination in his eyes. Tsunade immediately felt anxiety from that. I'm decided. I'll go. Tsunade accidentally crumpled the side of the invitation letter. She grimly looked at Naruto. Are you sure? Naruto, you'll be gone for 12 years. Do you understand that? Yes, I fully understand. Tsunade moved her eyes toward the letter in her hand. She shook her head. I can't understand you, she mumbled. Master Tsunade, please tell me how I can register for the training. Why, yes. First, I must tell the capital city that you are interested and ask for the requirements. After I receive their response, I'll summon you. Once he was out of his office, Naruto couldn't help but shout for joy. Tsunade heard this and his voice felt like an arrow piercing through her heart. As far as she was concerned, she would rather not allow Naruto to leave the village. It was too dangerous for the village's ace to go alone outside, even if the capital city was trustworthy enough in terms of security. Because of Naruto's popularity, many enemies had emerged to eliminate him. Tsunade treated Naruto as her son. If anything happened to him, she wouldn't be able to forgive herself. You called for me? Shizune, Tsunade's ever-loyal assistant, asked. Yes, I want you to do something for me. Tsunade told Shizune what was on her mind. What? Shizune was flabbergasted. What do you mean do it with him? Are you serious? Of course, I'm serious. I can't believe you see me like a prostitute. Shizune was about to cry. Shizune, you're the only one I can count on. Would you tell me why should I do this? The invitation. Naruto is taking it. What's wrong with that? He'll be gone for 12 years. Do you understand what that means? It's the required duration. We can't do anything about that. Shizune, you know how famous Naruto is right now. There are many groups that want him dead. Shizune couldn't help but sigh. But what does it have to do with me? Please, let me out of this, master. She was crying now. Shizune flinched. I don't remember apprenticing a cry-baby. But you're talking about something very important to me. I haven't done it with anyone, yet. Please, not me, please. Is Naruto that disgusting you're actually crying just from the idea? It's not that. I preserved myself for a long time because I want to do it with someone I love. Be reasonable. You tell that to yourself. Shizune stomped out of the office. Wait, Shizune. All that Tsunade could do was clench her jaws. She couldn't blame Shizune. It was really a ridiculous request. Shizune ran hastily down the corridor. Because she was crying, she did not notice that she was about to bump into someone. She hit the person's chest and was thrown backwards. Losing her balance, she dropped on her butt. She knew she had bumped into a man. Shizune-san? Naruto asked. He hurriedly ran to help her. I'm sorry. I didn't see you. Shizune glared at him. Don't touch me. Naruto stopped. I was just trying to help. Shizune tried to stand up. Go away. Naruto was beginning to find her reaction funny. Did I do something wrong? Hard. Shizune pushed back Naruto and briskly walked away. Naruto snapped. What the fuck is wrong with you? For fucking hell's sake. He couldn't control himself no more. His frustration on Sakura surged forward like a barracuda going for a chunk of meat on the water's surface. Fuck you. Shizune abruptly marched back toward him. What did you say? Her eyes were burning with rage. Her tears were flowing like lava from an erupting volcano. What the fuck did you say? A vein throbbed relentlessly on Naruto's temple. His eyes were filled with confusion, frustration, and anger. I said fuck you. He had spoken this with clear intensity. Shizune slapped him, but he did not even flinch a millimeter. She slapped him again, but got the same reaction. You got a gigantic head now because you believe you're the strongest? Who the fuck do you think you are? Naruto's glare never left hers. Tell me what I did wrong. You don't know? You're selfish. Do you understand? You're a fucking selfish person. What did I do to deserve those words? She opened her mouth but shut it close, abruptly. The intensity in his eyes was making her weak. The sincerity and transparency of his gaze began to dissolve her resolve. She could clearly see the mix of emotion happening inside him. Never in her life had she felt something like what was currently happening in her. Never in her life had she met someone so honest and pure. There was no mask. Right now, Naruto was like a river where you could still see the riverbed despite of the water's turbulent flow. She could not answer Naruto's question. He had not done anything wrong. Finally, she broke her stare off against him and buried her face in his chest. "I'm sorry." She gently put her arms around him, still crying. She could hear his heartbeat, and it was wild. After a few seconds, Naruto exhaled loudly. "I'm sorry," Shizune said. She still had her head in his chest, so the sound came out muffled. "Come on, let's go get something to drink." Naruto held her hand and led the way to the vending machine. Naruto got 2 warm coffee in cans from the machine, giving one to Shizune. She sat on the bench beside the machine, while Naruto stood across her. When asked, Shizune told Naruto everything. Naruto was surprised to hear the true story behind their little squabble. "That old woman, geez," Naruto said. "I did not expect something like that coming from her. Talk about selfish." He got his pack of cigarettes and shook one out. "Do you mind?" "No. Go ahead." Naruto lit himself a cigarette. "I'm sorry I said all of that stuff. I should be the one apologizing." "No, really. I lost myself back there. I acted without even thinking about your reason." She laughed. "If somebody suddenly did that to me, I would have done what you did." "No, I might have done something more severe." Naruto sipped from his can. "I'm sorry, again, Shizune. Stop apologizing. It's making me feel guilty. I wanted you to feel like that." Naruto told this with a straight face. Shizune frowned at him. She waited for him to take that back. He did not. She glared at him. "You're totally rotten," she hissed. Naruto laughed hard. "Kidding, I'm just kidding. Geez, this man." Naruto just went on laughing at her. Gradually, she smiled, taken by the contagious laughter he was making. "Don't worry. I'm never going to make you do something you don't want to do. I respect what you believe in. Thank you." Naruto was about to take a sip out from his cigarette when she suddenly plucked it from his fingers and had a drag from it herself. She blew out the smoke, smoothly. "I used to smoke before. The way you blew that out, you seem to smoke even now." Shizune put out her tongue. Occasionally, Naruto did not notice that, but Shizune had deliberately made an indirect kiss with her. "This oddly tastes like lemon," Shizune said. "Lemon?" That afternoon, Mrs. Haruno never thought something unexpected could happen. She caught Sakura carrying a large bag. "What's that?" "My things. I know it's your things. Where are you going?" "I've decided to live with Naruto." "What? No way in hell I will let you do that. Come on, Mom. I'm already an adult. I can already take care of myself. Don't worry cuz Naruto's harmless." "It's not that he's harmless or not. What will I tell your father?" "I'll tell him myself when he gets back." Mrs. Haruno massaged her temples. "I'm getting a headache." Seeing a chance, Sakura tried to sneak out. "Stop," Mrs. Haruno ordered. "You are not allowed to make another step." Sakura ignored her. "Sakura." Now that stopped her. Mrs. Haruno's voice was full of anger and contempt. "Sit down. Mom, sit down, now." Sakura reluctantly sat down. "Sakura, what is this? What are you trying to do? Don't be so paranoid, Mom. Come on. I'm not going to do something that will bring shame to our family. I'm merely going there to board." No, I will not allow that. "Mom, please." "Sakura, if you keep insisting on that, I will request your resignation from the hospital." "Hey, that's not fair." "Mom, come on. I'm a grown-up, now. Then act like one. An adult doesn't act out of selfishness. Think about the people around you, too. Now, carry your bag to your room. Stop treating me like a child, Mom. Carry your bag to your room. Don't let me repeat it a third time, Sakura." "Shit," Sakura hissed. She snatched her bag from the floor and went up, angrily. Still holding her temples, Mrs. Haruno slumped on a chair. Naruto went up to the temple to watch the sunset. He was smoking beside a large statue of a lion as his eyes savored the reddish light of dusk. As he flicked the ash away from the ember, he felt a light pat on his shoulder. He looked up and saw a pale, handsome, raven-haired man. Sasuke. Sasuke sat beside him. He was carrying a bottle of sake and 2 small wine cups. "Care for a drink?" He gave Naruto a cup and poured it with wine. Naruto took it from him. Sure, he drank it. The warmth of the drink climbed down his throat before exploding inside his stomach. The feeling was great. Delicious. Sasuke drank his wine. So, why did you pay a visit? Day off. Oh, you actually accepted a day off. Sasuke put out his tobacco pipe, put some brown tobacco leaves in its mouth and lit it. He puffed some smoke. You should quit the pipe and go for the stick, Naruto said. I prefer to prepare the leaves myself. Your taste. He shrugged. How is it going with you? Nothing short of ordinary. Anyway, I'm fine. That's good. Sasuke poured him another shot. He drank it. Sasuke and Naruto had already finished 6 bottles and a slight slur was now audible in their speech. They had put their cups aside and were currently drinking directly from the bottle. Say, Sasuke, do you find Sakura attractive? Sakura? I think she is. Why did you ask? It just occurred to me. I thought that Sakura and you would look good if you two became a couple. Why don't you court her yourself? Are you crazy? You're the one she likes. Illusion? What is your proof? Ever since then, she's only loved one man. Unfortunately, that man is presently my drinking buddy. EH? Why haven't I felt loved by that woman, then? You're just dense, man. Dense like a rock. Then, you're dumb like a dead fingernail. They looked at each other and foolishly laughed. Naruto took a swallow and stared at the distance. Sakura has been quite a pest these past months, Naruto said. Oh, the one who actually loves her speaks ill of her. No, she was just a childhood crush. But, seriously, man, she's been acting strange. She's not like the Sakura I once knew. What could be the matter? Naruto gave Sasuke a look. Don't you think you already know? Hey, are you trying to blame me? She began acting like that after our last mission together. And I hate it. What particularly is she doing to you? She's trying to seduce me. Sasuke was surprised at first, but he laughed, eventually. Sakura? Sakura is seducing you? Are you sure you're not imagining things? Only an imbecile won't notice it. Sasuke became serious. Really? Hey, aren't you supposed to be happy she's doing that? Naruto drank from his bottle. I don't appreciate feelings that root from disappointment or pity. I'm not that kind of guy. Sasuke changed the subject. Enough. I understand your frustrations, but a day when you can drink freely only comes occasionally. Forget your problems and drink. Naruto succumbed to Sasuke's persuasion. Eventually, Naruto fell asleep. Sasuke brought Naruto inside the temple where he had already prepared a futon for his friend. After making sure that Naruto lay comfortably, Sasuke went out. Sakura, come down, now. Dinner's ready. Mrs. Haruno was outside Sakura's room. Sakura? She got suspicious. Was her daughter sleeping? I'm coming in, okay? She opened the door. Sakura was not inside. She only found Sakura's bag on the bed. The open window caught her attention. Sakura, are you there? She peeked out the window to see if Sakura was just getting some fresh air on the roof. No Sakura. She went to search the bathroom and the closet. Sakura wasn't in both. Now, she understood. She looked at the open window. That little Sakura. Sakura walked down the dim streets with a small bag in her hand. She was deep in thoughts. Good evening, Sakura. She was startled. She looked up. Sasuke-kun, I want to talk to you. What is it? Don't tell me, Mom. Come with me. Sasuke turned around and began to leave. No, it's all right here. Let's talk here. Sasuke looked at her. When he realized that she would not move from where she was, he stepped towards her. Sakura couldn't look him in the eyes. What is it that you want to talk about? Sasuke inhaled and exhaled out his mouth. It's about us. What about us? Sakura, is it true that you still have some feelings for me? No, Sakura told him without hesitation. Look at me. Sakura looked into his eyes. I don't have any feelings for you, anymore. Are you sure? Sasuke moved a step forward. Sakura did not move. Yes. Sasuke pushed her to the concrete fence. Don't lie to me. Sakura set her jaws and told him again. Yes, I'm sure. Why now, Sakura? Why now when I finally learned to love you? Sakura suppressed a gasp. What are you trying to say? I love you, Sakura. What? I love you. Sasuke kissed her. Sakura couldn't believe her eyes. Right now, the man that had filled her dreams before was telling her he loved her and kissing her. She waited for something. However, the heat on Sasuke's lips remained on his lips. It did not flow into her lips. She too did not feel weak anyway, a sign that her body was not affected by what he was doing. Sasuke became aggressive. He let his hands explore the front of her body. He squeezed one of her ass while trying to intrude her mouth with his tongue. She remained immobile. When Sasuke opened his eyes to look at her reaction, he was surprised to see that she was looking away. He immediately stopped. He stepped away from her. He smiled. "So, it's true," he said. Sakura fixed herself up. "Is that all you want to know? I thought I might still have a chance. I'm sorry to burst your bubble." Sasuke locked his gaze on her. "Who's the lucky guy?" Sakura stared back with the same intensity. "Naruto." "Naruto? You're in love with Naruto? Are you kidding me?" "I'm not kidding anybody. Are you serious?" Sasuke laughed, derisively, shaking his head. Sakura slapped him. "If you don't have any more questions, you can leave." Sasuke put up a challenging face. He rubbed the burning patch of skin of his left cheek. "I'll stay as long as I want." Sakura began to leave. "Hey, wait. Okay, I've gone too far. I'm sorry," Sasuke said. Sakura ignored him, so he held her wrist. Sakura harshly pulled her wrist away. "What?" Sasuke raised his hands as if giving up. "Whoa, there. I'm sorry. Okay, what the fuck do you want?" She suddenly realized something. "Was it Naruto? He asked you to do this, didn't he?" "Calm down. Let me explain. Where is he?" Sakura did not wait for a reply and began to march past Sasuke. "That bastard." Sasuke held her in the shoulders, gently stopping her from going further. "Stop it. He's at my place. He got drunk and now fast asleep. Will you calm down?" Sakura swiped his arms away. She glowered at him. "I'm so sorry. I did this on my own. I just wanted to confirm something." "That's how you confirm something? By you ally assaulting me? I couldn't have gotten any result through normal means knowing how cunning you are." "I'm sorry. I know I offended you. Please forgive me." Sakura grunted in irritation. Was Sasuke this bold before? How much did he change? "I don't want to waste too much time in here." "Okay." Sasuke licked his lips. "I had a conversation with Naruto. He told me what is happening between you two. Honestly, I was surprised." "Sakura, are you really trying to seduce him?" The question caught Sakura off guard. It was difficult, but she composed herself. "I don't think you have the right to meddle in our business." He told me he hated it. She clenched her jaw, telling herself not to cry. However, the disbelief in her eyes betrayed her emotion. "He told you that?" she muttered. "Sakura, why don't you just tell him? If it was as easy as you say, do you think I would keep on doing this? If you really love him, you can tell him face to face." "He will not believe me." "How can you be so sure? I already told him twice in the past. The first time was when I tried to stop him from chasing after you. The second time was when I tried to stop him from leaving the village. Now, tell me, what will he think if I confess to him the third time? Will he believe me? It's clear, right? He will think that I'm just doing it with a hidden purpose like before. You know, I think this is a punishment for a conceited girl like me. I thought that there was no way in hell I would ever fall for him. I did not expect things to be like this. Why should things have to change? It would have been easier, much easier, if things remained as they were. If the one I loved was still you. I never thought that one day that idiot whose feelings I always ignored and took for granted would make me feel desperately in love like this. It's so funny and pathetic it makes me want to laugh and cry at the same time. So what will you do? The way things are going, he might end up hating you for real. I don't care. I just have to endure everything. I'll wait no matter how long until he understands how I feel." Sasuke closed his eyes as if to endure a pang in his heart. "Sakura, tell me, honestly. Do you think Naruto still has feelings for you?" Sakura looked at the ground. "Naruto told me that he didn't appreciate feelings that came from disappointment or pity." "Okay, let's say that he accepted your feelings for him. Will you be happy if you learn that he accepted them out of pity?" He waited for a response. When none came, he said, "Sakura, as a friend, I don't want any of you to be hurt." Earlier, the impression that Naruto gave me was, Sasuke looked into her eyes. He doesn't have any feelings for you, anymore. Sakura suddenly recalled things that she would rather keep obscure. Naruto's cold stares, his exasperated sighs, his bored expressions, his irritated voice. "I let you stay here whenever you like. I call you, sis. We're best friends and that's it." She couldn't stop her tears from falling. He loved her. I felt it. I saw it in his eyes, she said. "Sakura, I understand what you're trying to say. You can leave, now." Sasuke inhaled as if the air suddenly forced itself into his nose. "I understand." Sasuke walked away. Sakura couldn't take the pain anymore. She struggled for breath as the involuntary gasps brought about by the erratic beating of the heart when some painful emotion is trying to eat decay. She clutched her heart as the pain began to spread on her chest. She backed off to the fence and slid down on it until her butt reached the ground. She cried and cried, the kind of crying someone does when a loved one has passed on. Nearby, Ino also cried. She had overheard the conversation and was now filled with compassion for her friend. A little while later, Mrs. Haruno found her daughter. Sakura was still sitting at that fence, face buried in her arms. Seeing how fragile her daughter was, Mrs. Haruno forgot about her anger. Mrs. Haruno hunkered in front of Sakura. She reached out and tugged her daughter's stray strands of hair behind her ears. "Honey, let's go back. You'll get a cold here." Sakura slowly got up. When Mrs. Haruno saw her, she felt her pain. She almost cried if she did not tell herself to be strong for her daughter. "Sorry, Mom," Sakura muttered. Mrs. Haruno stood in front of Sakura, forcing a smile while using her thumbs to wipe her daughter's tears away. It would have been easier to cry. That was the first time she had seen her daughter so devastated. "Look at you," Mrs. Haruno said. "You look like a mess." Sakura embraced her mother. Mom? Mrs. Haruno stroked Sakura's hair. "Yes, honey. I'm here. I'm always here for you." When they were back at the house, Sakura told her mother everything. It had been 3 days ever since Sakura stopped coming to sleep over at his place. Naruto was rather relieved than troubled for the sudden change of situation. For 3 days, he had been able to sleep peacefully, resulting in a more relaxed disposition. Now, as he walked down the busy street of the shopping district of Konoha, he wondered what he should do. There was no available mission yet. I wished I accepted a team. Sigh, so boring. Across the street, at a vegetable stand, he saw Ino selecting vegetables. He brightened up. "Hey, Ino," he called out, waving a hand. Ino glanced at him, then, as if seeing no one, looked back at the vegetables. Naruto's smile faded into a confused frown. He stood by her side. "Hello." Ino ignored him. "How much for the radish?" The vendor seemed uncomfortable with the ongoing scene. 50 ryu a kilogram for you, Yamanaka-san. Give me a half. And onions as well. Naruto found Ino's attitude weird. "Hey, Ino." "Hello, Naruto? Do you remember me? Have you hit your head on something?" "Haha. Very funny." Ino was sarcastic. Naruto remembered their last encounter. "Is this about the last time we saw each other? I'm sorry. I really had something urgent to do that day. Would you please not talk to me anymore?" Naruto blanched. "Did I do something wrong?" "Here you are, Yamanaka-san," the vendor said, handing over a purchase. Ino rummaged for a purse. "I'll pay it, Gonzo-san," Naruto said. Ino found her purse and hastily handed the vendor 100 ryu. "Keep the change." She grabbed the paper bags and walked hurriedly. Naruto chased her. "Hey, what's wrong? Let me help you with those." "Go away. Here, let me carry one." He reached out and attempted to take hold of one paper bag. Ino kicked his leg. She glared at him. "Go away. My mother doesn't want me to associate with people with bad vices." She turned into a corner. Naruto rubbed his knee as he watched Ino disappear from his sight. Her reaction had completely taken him aback. That afternoon, Naruto went to Ino's house. When he was there, he thought of backing out, but deciding that he was not doing anything wrong, he knocked at the door. No one answered on his first knock. He did not persist. He stood there and waited, trying to organize his thoughts. When no one came after 5 minutes, he knocked once more. Ino opened the door. Seeing him, Ino recoiled as if he was a cockroach. "Why are you here?" she said. "I just want to clear some things with you. We can do it when I get back to work. I'm busy. Please, it's not about a mission." He showed her his most irresistible puppy eyes. "Do you have even a couple of minutes?" Ino suppressed with utmost difficulty not to grin. His expression was melting her pretense. She sighed. "Okay, but only for a few minutes. I still have a lot of chores to do. My mother is still sick." Naruto followed Ino to a cozy receiving area. She made tea for them. She also had the time and hospitality to slice him a cinnamon cake. Only for a few minutes, she had said, but her actions were like telling him to stay a while. She sat across him. "So," she said. Naruto took a sip from his teacup. "This is delicious. Are you sure this is not instant? Get to the point. This is the point." "What? You're being difficult with me." He put down the cup and put a mouthful of cinnamon cake into his mouth. "Oh, yeah, I'm being difficult with Naruto-kun," she said, sarcastically. "I invited him in, I prepared tea and cake for him, but I'm being difficult. Did I do something wrong to you? Have I offended you in some way? Honestly, I don't think I've done something to deserve such attitude from you. I also have friends. Don't assume that I wouldn't be affected if you did something to them. So you're doing this for a friend. Who? Sakura. Yes, Sakura. So you think that I did something to her?" Ino snorted. "Didn't you?" "Yeah, I did. I told her to stop sleeping with me because I needed my privacy. I told her that she was acting like a child. I told her that she was making her parents worry unnecessarily for her. Is that wrong? I know what she is trying to say to you." "Yes, I'm not that dumb. She is seducing me." Ino stood up and shouted, "She loves you." "Ino, is anything wrong?" her mother called out from the other room. "Nothing, mother. I'm sorry." She turned back to Naruto and lowered her voice. "Don't you see that she loves you?" Naruto laughed, cynically. He shook his head. "Love me? Do you think I haven't considered that possibility yet?" "No, Ino. She just wants to make someone jealous. Sakura is not that kind of person." "Well, believe it or not, she is. She doesn't love Sasuke anymore." "You expect me to believe that? I'm telling you the truth. Sakura loves you." Naruto observed her face. He shook his head. He stood up. "Okay, fine. If you want to be like that with me for the rest of your life, I don't care. Stick with your whore friend." She slapped him. "You have really changed. You are not the same Naruto I admired a long time ago. You're making me sick. Tell that to your friend," he hissed. "I'm tired of being manipulated and used for the pleasure of others. I've had enough of everyone taking me for granted." That ended it. Naruto walked out on her. At the park, Naruto smoked furiously. His hands were shaking so much it was hard for him to get the filter of his cigarette into his mouth. He was distracted. The conversation he had had with Ino stirred memories he had already stowed in the back of his mind. He came back with a vengeance, automatically filling his eyes with uncalled for tears. He covered his eyes with one shaking hand. He tried hard to steer away his mind from the heartbreaking recollection that was rushing out like water from a punctured tank. However, he could not. It had been on a night during their surveillance mission at the Valley of Bones in the outskirts of the Country of Sound where rumors about sightings of Kabuto had come from. He was walking back to their encampment after he had gone to spy on Kabuto's suspected hideout, a large cave deep in the forest. He was the one scheduled to spy that day. A few yards from their tents, he heard voices. The sound mingled with the chirps of cicadas and the rustle of leaves. He stopped and instinctively ducked behind a tree. He could not be mistaken. What he was hearing were whimpers and moans. Instantly, a horrible thought occurred to him. He hesitantly peeked from the tree to confirm his suspicion. He froze at what he saw. Out there, beside the red tent, masked with the impending darkness that would eat the surrounding when the sun had set, were two entwined figures, writhing like snakes on the ground. Sasuke and Sakura. Abruptly, he turned around and leaned his sinking shoulders on the trunk of the tree. His stomach pushed something up his throat and he suppressed the urge to retch. He covered his mouth as if his precious life would go out from there anytime. He willed himself not to breathe. His nose ran. He could hear the throbbing of his heart behind his ears. His eyes stung as if being incised by a razor. Shaking, he tried to stand up and get away from there. Fast. He didn't notice the streams of tears on his face. Drops converged and dripped from his chin. He succeeded on reaching the bank of the river. His vision was whirling and he couldn't make out anything in his surroundings. Both hands cupped in his mouth now, he bawled. Some heads of animals perked up to look in his direction. He cried like a child, trying desperately to contain his howls in his hands. After a while, he sat there, dangling his bare feet in the cold water of the river, looking at the half-moon. He had recovered himself. That scene had broken his heart and he knew that he would never forget that day. It would be a reminder that he would never make her love him no matter what he did. He loved Sakura, yes, but the thought that she could be so bold with her feelings for Sasuke, forgetting that he was with them, that they were on a mission, that he could arrive on them doing what they had been doing made him despise her. Her indiscretion was like telling the world that he was a good friend and he would understand completely and would have the decency to look away or busy himself with something while they finished. A proof that his feelings didn't matter to her that much. He sighed. What was he expecting? On the other hand, no matter how painful it was, Sakura had answered the question he had been itching to ask. It was also timely. It was because he was beginning to hope that he had a chance. He was not that dense not to feel that she had been making passes at him these past months. The meaningful glances, the insinuating taunts, the pinches on his butt. He was grateful it didn't come when he had already hoped too much. At least, she had spared him of a few degrees of pain. Now he was feeling both betrayed and relieved, but more of relief. He had to accept it as it was. She made her choice. She picked Sasuke. He had known for a long time, anyway. Only, he didn't know if he would forgive her for being so inconsiderate of him. If, at least, they had done it in a private place where he could not have seen them, he might have been able to swallow it more easily. But what's done is done. He was too late to wish for better deliverance. He made his decision. Sakura was only a friend and she would be forever. In the following morning, Sasuke was gone. Where is he? He asked. She put on a miffed expression that he thought sincere enough. He's gone searching for you. Where have you been? I just stayed for a while. I got a feeling that they would show up. They didn't. Why didn't you tell us first? Is it hard to return here? Report what you saw, and tell us that you have this intuition so you're planning on returning there to observe a little more? Naruto stared at her hard. He was searching for guilt to surface on her face. Why was she talking as if nothing had happened? He frowned. Was Sakura this thick-faced? I'm sorry, he said. I haven't had any sleep. I think I'll have a nap. She grabbed his collar. Before that, you eat first. As best as he could, he tried to suppress the dark feeling in his chest, but it persisted. He harshly parried her hand away and threw her a baleful look that made her wince. He marched to his tent, the blue one, and collapsed on his futon. Sasuke arrived in the evening. He had done his spying duty while searching for him at the same time. Sasuke seemed relieved to see him and, like Sakura, he sensed that Sasuke, too, didn't remember anything that had happened the night before. Suddenly, he knew the answer. He was sure that one way or another they had realized that someone had witnessed their imprudence and used a mind technique to manipulate their memories. It was not easy to feign ignorance on matters like that. Small signs would show on their faces, averting eyes, small gasps of breath, slight blush on the cheek, unconscious stammer. However hard they tried to hide it. On their level, all of them knew a variety of mind techniques to perform such procedures. Using one of the mind techniques was the only way to attain that casual indifference. But why did they need to hide their affair? Were they ashamed to him? Whatever their reason, he was glad they had chosen to forget. He thought that it would be best for them to forget the incident. After that mission, Naruto didn't talk with either Sasuke or Sakura for 2 weeks. Then Sakura began sleeping with him, exasperatingly invading his privacy. Naruto went back to his apartment and considered what to do next. The fury he had felt and dismissed on that fateful night gnawed inside him now. He thought of reminding Sakura about the incident. Their professors had taught them that all mind techniques for manipulation of memories had one pattern. One could make another recall manipulated memories if he or she said or did things that were associated and could possibly trigger the dead memories back to life. If he told her what had happened, she would definitely remember. But was that the right thing to do? No, he would let it be. If they had decided to forget about it, they had their reasons. Maybe they were not prepared yet, or they felt guilty doing it during the mission. Besides, it would only make him look desperate. But why was Sakura trying to seduce him? Wasn't it Sasuke that she should be seducing? He didn't see any reason why they would choose to manipulate even the feelings they had for each other, if that was the case. It was also unlikely that they would have committed a mistake in the process and had accidentally erased those feelings. They were top-ranked ninjas, for goodness sake. And Sasuke, too. Why had he reacted as if he couldn't believe that Sakura loved him? He had even said that he didn't feel loved by Sakura. Was what he had witnessed an illusion then? Genjutsu? Materialization of his fears? He gave up. He couldn't fool himself that everything he had witnessed in that forest was just an illusion. An illusion would never break him that ruthlessly. He should stick to his original conclusion that Sakura was just trying to have Sasuke's attention. Maybe Sasuke had grown cold towards her, and she was desperately trying to get him back by using him to make him jealous. That would explain why Sasuke had been trying to avoid the subject the last time they met. Maybe they had had a fight. Anyway, it didn't matter. The point was he felt abused, mistreated. The village always went Naruto, Naruto, Naruto. Naruto, I have a favor to ask. Naruto, can you help me? Naruto, would you go and assassinate this person? Naruto this, Naruto that. Even for questions like, whose fault is that? It would be Naruto. In the past years, they had been grateful. Now, they only took him for granted. Because he had been so nice to everyone, he forgot himself. In time, he had unconsciously done what they wanted. He spoiled them, so look at him now. Nobody would even listen to him. He was reduced into a tool, a weapon, a dummy friend. Sakura still believed that she could sleep with him anytime she wanted, even after he had bluntly stated his discomfort. Tsunade didn't want him to take the invitation for the specialization training, even though he told him that he really was aching to take it. Shizune had yelled into his face that he was selfish without something as polite as asking why first. Ino didn't want to listen to his explanations because Sakura was a friend. Was he not a friend? He was losing his freedom. It was not like this before. He felt that his right to run his own life had been taken from him. If he stayed in Konoha, he bolted up from his bed. He knew now what to do. This was the best solution to his problem. He had already brought back Sasuke. Konoha was at peace. There was only one promise that he hadn't fulfilled, yet, being the Hokage. But he had every opportunity to be a cage in another village. He just needed to be strong enough to prove himself capable for the title. That was it. He would take hold of the wheel again. Naruto marched into Tsunade's office with a request letter. He slammed it down in front of the young-looking old woman. Please, sign this, Tsunade bawled. She read the letter and was shocked. You're going to the capital city? Yes. No. I'm not gonna sign anything like this. There are no laws that you can press against me for wanting to study abroad. Tsunade stood up. This is not a request to study abroad. This is a request to migrate. What is wrong with you? I had enough of this village. I'm already 20 years old. I'm now entitled to choose my permanent citizenship. Tsunade was about to cry. What did we do wrong to you? If you don't sign it, Naruto said with conviction, I'll write a complaint to the International Citizenship Society against Konoha. I mean it. Tsunade was horrified. What? Please, sign it, Hokage-sama. I know you don't want to shatter the brutal peace our little village is enjoying right now by inviting criticism from such a powerful organization. Not to mention what the immigrants here will think after news about this reaches them. What's going on? Why do you want to leave the village so much? Naruto considered for a few seconds. It's none of your business, Tsunade bawled. What do you find unsatisfactory in here? Your salary, your assignments, your shelter? I can do something about that. It's the people. Naruto looked into her eyes. Yes, including you. Do you think I'm ignorant of the fact that you are doing everything to stop me from taking the technique specialization training? You even tried to use Shizune-san to do that. I'm tired of people like you who believe that you can always manipulate me to do what you want. I need a new atmosphere. I will never have peace in here. I only did that because I'm worried about you. I have already defeated you in battle. I defeated Sasuke. I defeated Kakashi Sensei. Do you think I will let anyone to harm me just like that? Don't treat me like a kid. Tsunade sat back. She closed her eyes and did not make a move for a long time. Then she sighed. It was obvious that she was trying hard not to cry. Naruto found pleasure in that without reason. She reached for her fountain pen, posed her hand over the request letter, and let it hang for a moment there. Sighing, she signed the paper. She handed it back to Naruto without looking at him. Thank you, Naruto said. I'll never forget this. I have a lot of things to do. You can go now. I'm sorry for disturbing you. Naruto had a sickening smile on his face. Go to the Konoha Council and sign your temporary citizenship certificate. It will sever your ties to Konoha forever. Just keep in mind that after that, you will not be allowed to enter Konoha without a citizenship certificate from the country of your choosing. Don't worry, I'll never come back. She felt like her heart had stopped beating. When Naruto was out of the office, she cried in her hands. That was the first feminine gesture she had ever done in her life. Naruto stood in front of the two old counselors. They sat in high chairs, looking down at him. They were women, identical twins the village fondly called the Twin Towers. Are you really sure about this, Uzumaki-san? You, the one at the right, said. Yes, I'm already decided. It will take at least 2 weeks before we complete the records and documents for legitimate migration for you. Please be patient and treat this conversation classified, said Nu, sitting at the left. I will. Are you sure only the Hokage knows you are severing your ties with Konoha, you said? Yes, please keep it a secret from anyone else, said Nu. I will. But how about if somebody leaks this out? It will not be your responsibility. It is not a law. We just don't like somebody trying to change your mind when the processing of your papers starts. There is a large penalty and a year of imprisonment when you renege. I never go back on my words. I'm curious. Why do you want to leave? You said. Do your job. Don't ask questions, Naruto said, smugly. He turned and left the room. A courier hawk flew down and perched on the window of Naruto's bedroom. It was 8 in the morning. Naruto turned his head towards it like an owl. He was sitting on the edge of his bed. He hadn't had any sleep. Naruto approached the bird as it wiped its beak on the feather of its. He plucked the small scroll from its foot and read. A Class S mission came. I'm assigning you for the job. Report at 10. Hokage's office. Naruto smirked. He put the scroll back into the container on the bird's foot. Recognizing the gesture, the hawk flapped its wings and flew away. He glanced back at the forehead protector on his lamp table, glistening under the morning sun. He went to it and put it in his pocket. He pulled the drawer under the lamp table. A parchment and pen were inside. He straightened the parchment on the table's surface and started to write. Resignation letter. At 10, he arrived at the Hokage's office. Sakura and Hinata were already there. Tsunade and the girls were waiting for him. She saw him and said, there you are. Come and let's start the briefing. I'm sorry but, starting today, I'm not a shinobi of Konoha anymore, Naruto said. Hinata jerked her head towards him. Sakura remained silent. Naruto placed the forehead protector down on Tsunade's desk. Please pick someone else, he said. It's up to me if you stay or leave. I'm sorry but I'm not doing it. You're doing it. You have no choice. Leave him alone, Sakura said. I don't want to work with someone who has been forced into a job. Hear that? Naruto said. No one tells me what to do. She held his forehead protector to his face. Take it. Naruto turns around. I'm leaving. Article 37. Insubordination is punishable by 2 years of detention and hard labor, Tsunade said. I don't want to work with a coward, Sakura said. Sasuke has no mission, right? Tsunade ignored him. Naruto, one more call and I swear. I can't believe days are also death, Sakura said. Naruto disappeared and instantly he was in front of Sakura. Sakura was surprised. With incredible speed, Naruto punched Sakura in the face. Sakura hit the scroll shelves and writhed in pain on the floor as she held her nose. Blood was oozing from her. She began to sob. Hinata couldn't believe her eyes. She did not know who to look at first. Tsunade lunged at Naruto. When she reached him, Naruto dispersed into smoke. It was only a clone. The real Naruto was standing in the doorway. Article 12. If a shinobi deliberately inflicts injury to a friendly unit or a civilian, his forehead protector and his or her rights as a shinobi shall be revoked temporarily. If the victim chooses to abstain from pressing charges against the shinobi shall be given back his forehead protector and his or her rights as a shinobi within 120 days from the exact time of revocation. I don't care if my shino bishop is permanently revoked. I'll charge you with something else. You will not get away with this, Tsunade said, as she knelt beside Sakura. Naruto glared at her. Who provoked me? You were already prepared to charge me with Article 37, weren't you? I'm telling you, Hokage-sama, don't try to stop me, again. I will do what I want to do and nobody has the right to stop me. If you bother me again, I'll be your worst nightmare. Treat what I did today as a friend. He went out the room. As he walked the corridor, he felt glad. This was the first time in years that he felt satisfied with something. Kakashi had already known it the moment he saw Sakura threw herself on her own towards the shelves. Naruto's clone had just stood there. It hadn't moved until Tsunade lunged at it, dispersing it into smoke. He leapt from the branch of the tree and into the office through the window. He recognized the faint smell immediately. He put his right arm across his face and scanned the surroundings. The 3 girls totally ignored him. Naruto's forehead protector caught his eyes. He searched it and found, tucked between the metal plate and the blue band, a small, red beetle. He pinched it and flicked it away. His eyes wandered to Sakura. He saw a ghostly rendition of blood on her hand. Hastily, he tossed a smoke bomb on the floor. In seconds, smoke covered the whole office. Tsunade noticed him after the first strands of the pungent substance had entered her nose. Kakashi? Tsunade said, still dazed. It was a high-level genjutsu in its way, he said. Naruto used the illusion bug of the Nara clan. I disposed of it. It was in his forehead protector. Hearing this, Sakura pinched her nose. She was fine. There was also no blood. The illusion bug is a kind of beetle that protects a certain species of flower in the Nara medicinal gardens, Kakashi continued. It is a special breed of insect propagated by the Nara clan. The bug induces vertigo by emitting an almost non-smelling gas that attacks the olfactory nerve. Naruto used the gas so that he wouldn't need to use seals. He just needed to emit his chakras to transmit the illusion he wanted you to see. He looked at Tsunade. He wanted to deceive you into believing that he was serious in what he wanted to do. What is going on here? The moment I saw him putting his forehead protector down on your desk, questions popped up in my head one after another. I can't tell you, but this is a serious matter, Hokage-sama, Hinata said. Naruto has resigned from the system. Sakura had been staring at Tsunade for a time now. He is leaving, right? She said. Tell us now, Master Tsunade. With his resignation, we will know what's going on sooner or later, Kakashi said. Tsunade stared briefly at each of his subordinates' faces. She sighed and walked back to her seat. I signed his request for migration yesterday. What? The three almost blurted out, simultaneously. What is he thinking? Hinata asked. Why would he even have the idea? He told me he was tired of everyone meddling with his life, Tsunade said. He said he wanted to start a new life in a new country. There must be some kind of reason, Hinata said. Sakura was only listening. He didn't tell you? I was surprised with his attitude. He seemed pleased that I was hurt. Why did you sign the request? Hinata's tone was accusing. I can't believe this is happening. I'll try to talk with him. She turned around and left the room. There was silence for a while. I've heard rumors. The design of Naruto's illusion makes me think, too, Kakashi said. He looked at Sakura. His change started after your last mission together, Sakura. Your report didn't tell me anything out of place. I want you to be truthful to us, now. Is there something that you want to tell us? Sakura looked at him square in the eyes. He saw the tiniest of shuddering in her eyelids and he knew it. Sakura's lower lip trembled. I've had this guilt for a long time, but I don't know why, she said. Tears streamed down from the corners of her eyes. I don't know. There is something. Only I don't remember what I did. Sasuke told me that this time would come, that Naruto would hate me for real. She clasped her hands over her groin and leaned on the shelves. She bowed her head. I don't want him to leave. Everyone in the village wouldn't want him to leave, Kakashi said. Sakura, I also heard rumors that you've been sleeping with him. Sakura shook her head. I'm not having with him, sensei. That's not my point. Why have you been doing this? I love him, without hesitation, but he wouldn't have me. He hated what I was doing. Kakashi frowned, finding it hard to believe that Naruto would never leap at the chance. He had known for a long time that there was no woman for Naruto but Sakura. He threatened to protest to the ICS if I didn't sign his request, Tsunade said. A change of subject. I was still in shock then and I couldn't think soundly. I reasoned that I signed others' immigration requests, so why shouldn't I sign his? He was testing if I would be honest to my pledge of duty. I didn't know what to do. Kakashi put his hands on his hips and looked at the ceiling. He sighed through his nose. The completion of his migration papers will be done after at least 2 weeks. We still have time to sort this out and prevent him from leaving. I'm only sure of one thing. You, Sakura, and Sasuke will have a large role in this. Hinata chased after Naruto. He was already out of the administration building. She had spotted him as she ran down the balcony hallway on the second floor. When she got out the building, Naruto was a few meters away from her. She stopped and breathed. She still hadn't gotten over her shyness around him, but she had been working at it. She had already accepted that he was not for her. She had tried years ago to get his attention, but she gave up when she saw as clear as through a crystal that she would never make progress with him. However, after all the time that had passed, she remained true to her feelings for him. The only difference was she stopped hoping. Naruto-kun, Hinata called out. Naruto didn't even stop. He just looked over his shoulder. What? Hinata jogged to his side and matched his speed. Please don't resign. I can't do that. I injured Sakura, didn't I? It's the law. It was just an illusion. It won't count. I've already left my forehead protector there. Nobody will be able to make me accept it back. Naruto's strides were large and it was hard for her to keep up. She made a fast step and blocked his path. Let us talk. He tried to pass her. I don't have time for that. Hinata grabbed his shirt. Please. Annoyed, Naruto tried to pull her hand off. She steeled her grip. Infuriated by it, he pulled at her hand again with vehemence. Leave me alone. What is happening to you? You're annoying me. He walked off at a pace that she could not catch up. She could just helplessly watch him as he left. Economic Department Chief, Kaoru Mitsunabe, caught wind of Naruto's impending departure after 2 days. Immediately, he had scheduled a meeting for the 3 heads of the most important departments of the government. Walking in fast strides toward the meeting room, he wiped his balding head with his right hand. His green cloak was made of synthetic thread and uncomfortable on the skin. The news of Naruto's impending departure worsened his discomfort. When he reached the meeting room, he arrived on the 3 heads waiting for him. Yumi Natsuna from the Defense Department, an attractive woman in her early 30s, sat alone on the right. The 2 men, Greg Shinar from the Department of Interior Government, a stocky man in his 50s, and Kunio Shimura from the Technique Research Department, the former child prodigy now in his late 20s, sat across Yumi. The room was sealed. The afternoon sun couldn't enter from any windows where black drapes had been pulled together. There was a glass pitcher and a glass of water for each of them. Mitsunabe smiled. Good afternoon, he said as he seated himself at the head of the table. Maybe you already know what I called you out here for. Naruto, Yumi said, savoring the feel of the name on her tongue. For a long time, she had had her eyes on him. She gathered her lips into a sensual smile. I heard he was leaving. Why are we convening for that pest? Shinar said, always the grumpy. The 9-tailed fox had killed his family. Isn't it better that he leaves? He is not worth it. My Naruto is not going anywhere, beautiful Yumi said. There must be something which has forced him to make the decision. She threw a meaningful glance at Shinar. There is a big possibility. Are you accusing me? Shinar said. Shimura said in his cool tone, wait up, guys. We don't need no fighting here. We're here to analyze the repercussions of his leaving. Am I right, Mitsunabe-san? Exactly, Mitsunabe said. So, Mitsunabe rolled his eyes over each of the heads' faces. Tell me what you think will be the effect of his departure on your departments first. As the head of this assembly, I'll talk the last to sum everything up. Who want to go first? Natsuna-san? My darling Naruto will be a great loss for the Defense Department, Yumi said. Her eyes sparkled as she talked. Let's admit it, even geniuses like Hyuga Neji, Uchiha Sasuke, and even our very own Shimura-san here are already no match for him. Of all the shinobis in the department, he is the only one who is close to having the title Sennin, which only the 3rd Hokage Master Sarutobi and Orochimaru was able to attain. Right now, he is the top ninja in our ranks. The kids idolize him. To tell you the truth, 80% of children candidates from ages 8 to 10 become competent enough to be genins nowadays. If you ask one why he or she works so hard, he or she will certainly answer, I want to become like Naruto Oni-chan. Or, I want Naruto Oni-chan to pay attention to him. In addition, Konoha has never had internal conflict ever since Darling defeated the obnoxious White Fang. Radicals are afraid. Countries avoid from attacking us because Naruto is here. He has an immense influence over the future and present state of the ninja world. His name alone is enough to maintain peace in our country. If you're asking me if I would let this cute rebellion of him slide smoothly, no way. I will not hesitate to use the Kyoko law on him if necessary. Shimura bobbed his head leisurely, smiling at Yumi. Cute, but I'll tell you this. Now, you're too old. Yumi raised one trimmed eyebrow. Are you gay? Want him for yourself? Shimura laughed aloud. Mitsunabe cleared his throat. Sorry, Shimura said. Well, my turn. In technique, Naruto is very unpredictable. He doesn't follow the standards. He creates new techniques that many of us will dismiss upon conception because of difficulty, bizarreness, or impossibility. Let me give you an example. Do you know why other villages now fear Konoha in competitions? It's because of Rasengan, the legendary technique the fourth devised a long time ago. It was believed that only those who were born with a talent to control chakra flow could learn that technique. But nowadays, it is already taught as one of the elementary techniques in ninjutsu because of Naruto's brilliant idea of using a shadow clone to create the swirling ball of chakra, which even a kid could do. Another point, he is top-notch at ninjutsu tactics. He has the most number of technique combinations, 236, a Jonin has ever used in an actual fight. Do you remember the Dragon Druga? The other heads of departments nodded. In 40 minutes, he thought up those combinations. All had purpose, all had importance, to accomplish the general plan. Then there is his being a sage. Our boy is the only one, since Master Jiraiya to establish a rapport with the powerful Toad Village and the only one to be capable enough to pass the high standards of the Keiryuken. Lastly, and the most important point, he's a container. Not only that, he is a container that has a complete control over the massive chakra of the Demon Fox. You know what? I know you'll agree with me. That boy is a genius. Sorry, Yumi-chan. Yumi grinned, showing her perfect teeth. I only needed one expert to say that for me. Neji is a genius of structure. He can feel his chakra channels, open and close gates, regulate chakra flow. He is that monster. Shikamaru is a genius of planning. 200 or more possible decisions of the enemy and the best counters for them. Shit. He converged and made his fingers bloom like a flower to emphasize his point. Just like that, Sasuke is a genius of learning. Concepts, techniques, name it. He studied it once, he can use it as if he is the original creator of the technique. And he doesn't forget, only that he has a limited preference. Usually, the flashy ones. Those are his choice. Rock Lee is a genius of hard work. No one here will defeat him on that aspect. He can focus and concentrate like a god, forget everything at will but his goal. Muster motivation as easily as blinking his eyes. Then, there's Naruto, genius of survival. Very unpredictable. Very innovative. Put him in life and death situations, those that are, by judgment, impossible to survive through. Wait, and then kaboom. You'll see him dragging his wasted body into the big entrance gate. He looked around, pleased with himself. What is his importance to my department? He is indispensable. This is the first time I let myself admire you, Kunio, Yumi said. How about Shinar-san? Mitsunabe said. Shinar-san snorted. What can I say? You told them all. Come on, Shinar baby. Speak your mind, Yumi said. The truth is he makes governing the village easy. His presence here maintains the high moral and sense of security of the villagers. He didn't say anything anymore. When Mitsunabe sensed this, he cleared his throat and drank from his glass. Now let me discuss Naruto-kun's value for the economic status of Konoha. I'll enumerate. 1. He's the reason for the massive immigration of families from other countries. 2. His presence in the village invites new investors. 3. There's a regular influx of new missions for Konoha because of him. To sum it up, he's one of the pillars of Konoha's economic stability. The other 3 nodded. So, let's imagine if he's gone. I won't let that happen, Yumi said. Over my voluptuous, dead body. Yumi, just imagine. Mitsunabe let them imagine for a while. Then, when he was sure that they had thought it over, he said, however you think it, losing him will have massive negative effects. Yumi's face was full of concern. Why is Darling trying to sever his ties with Konoha? Is Tsunade mistreating him? Is she giving him not the proper treatment a hero is supposed to get? That is not the question, Shimura said. The question is why she signed his request. I think his reason is personal, Shinar said. Tsunade has been very kind to him. That aside, we must think of countermeasures now if ever he doesn't change his mind, Mitsunabe said. And what I'm thinking if worse comes to worst. Shimura's attention was on his thumb. I agree with what is on your mind. But I would hate to do that. So much just to protect the village. Can't we appeal to the Twin Towers? Yumi said. If you're going to push with killing him, you'll be going against me, too. She looked for disagreement. I mean it. The Twin Towers are one of the pillars of power here in Konoha, Shinar said. It's impossible to influence them, to pressure them, or change their minds by pleading at their feet. They decide things on whim. Your only hope, Natsuna-san, is one of these days one of the twins decides to stop without reason. It happened years ago. It could still happen now. You see, killing him is the only solution, Mitsunabe said. If we let him go without any plausible reason, people will lose their trust in us. They will think that Naruto has left because he was not satisfied with the village. Speculations will evolve and evolve. Considering the nature of mentality that most of the villagers have, it will be for the worse. If the people know that Naruto was assassinated, do you think they would still trust us? Yumi said. Of course, they will be insecure and nervous for a time. But that will pass, especially when we make it sound as if he had the chance to defend himself but lost anyhow. They won't lose their trust in Konoha. They will lose their trust in Naruto. Yumi stood up. I still disagree. That measure is for the worst, Mitsunabe said. For now, we must help him see that what he is doing is wrong, that he is putting many people's future at stake. We still have time before his documents are finished. I'll pull some strings to delay the process for a few days more. Yumi, since you handle intelligence, appoint a team to investigate him. If you had to, since you are irresistible as you put it, entangle him in a situation where you can apply the Kyoko law against him. Shimura woke up from his thinking. Say, no one in here wants him to die, right, despite of the politics involved? The three others nodded their agreement. Then why not tell everybody that he's leaving? What's your point? Mitsunabe said. People will see him as a traitor, Shimura grinned. Then, everyone will push him away. That way we won't endanger the public's confidence in us. Pity for him, but if he doesn't wake up from this foolishness, he shall reap its fruit. What do you think? Okay, that's for worse, Shino said. Yours, Chief, is for worst. For now, let's investigate first. Let's observe what Tsunade will do. Yeah, Shimura said with a playful smile. Our little princess here looks like she's ready to kill us if we speak one more threatening word against her darling. Huh, you're just jealous. Excuse me, gentlemen. Yumi walked out of the room. She slammed the door shut. Naruto continued on cleaning his apartment. He had already packed his clothes and now 2 large suitcases were piled up inside his room beside his bed. Today, he was to wash his laundry. As he went across his room, picking up scattered pieces of clothes on the floor, he thought back about the events that had happened. He was not regretting his decision to leave. It seemed to him that a heavy burden had been taken away from his back. He felt at ease with himself again. He could breathe. He could move around. There was no pressure to think forward to, like when he was still a shinobi with 3-day vacations like he had only occurred once in every 2 years. He was finally free and it felt good. He had made his plans. First, he would enroll into the Great East Kingdom Academy in Capital City. He knew that his achievements were not yet that impressive for the people of the capital. He heard tales that shinobis of his level would only pass as a genin there. Enemies like the Akatsuki might have lasted only for a day if the Emperor had taken notice and sent his 13 elites to annihilate them. He was excited to get much stronger. There he would filter everyone so that he would be sure no one would likely to make a fool out of him again. He would never pick people like Sakura or Sasuke or Ino who didn't care about him. He would impress in them the very first time that he didn't like people who would make fun of him, who would underestimate him, and who would take him for granted. He would show them he was boss early on. That way he would avoid the pain, the unforgettable pain, that he had experienced brought by who he considered the dearest people in his life. Once he was in the capital city, he would only think of getting stronger. He would use people, not the other way around. He would pour every ounce of energy he had for his goal. In 2 or 3 years, he thought, he would be strong enough to be one of the Emperor's 13 elites. Then, in 5 years, he would be its captain. Then, in 10 years, he would be the Emperor's personal bodyguard. He would carve his name in history. He felt giddy. What then afterwards? He would gain the favor of the Emperor and ask for land. Then, he would establish another hidden village and he would make it the best ninja village of all time. How about family? No. He wasn't sure if he could trust any woman again in his life. Funny how it had grown. He thought that he could shrug off the darkness he had been feeling just like anything. He did not know that hatred which sprouted out from love was the most venomous. He now could completely understand how Sasuke must have felt in the past. He hummed a tune as he climbed down the stair. He was glad nobody had bothered him for the past 3 days. It felt invigorating to be alone. Last night, he and the tamed demon fox had a talk. The demon fox had told him that it was regaining its original sense of things. It said that Naruto was really getting stronger every day for that to happen. It said that it would assist him in making even stronger. What Naruto had missed was how the demon fox had stared at him. There was, even though negligible for now, a glint of evil in its eyes. Naruto didn't notice that he was changing slowly. He didn't concern himself with it because he was expecting the good things that would come to him once he left the insensitive village. He could hardly wait anymore. Ino had woken up early that morning. The cold had left his mother 2 days ago, and she would be reporting for work now. While she was preparing her equipment, her mother came in her room. She tucked her stethoscope in her bag's interior pocket and smiled at her mom. "Hi, Mom. How are you feeling?" she said. "I'm fine, honey. Thank you for taking care of me. I'll give your pop a chop in the head for leaving you to yourself these past days. I'm sure you've been missed in the hospital. Don't do that. Dad has been pretty busy at work." She spread her arms. "Give me a hug, Mom." Mrs. Yamanaka did. "You are not wearing perfume? I don't see the point. Do I smell bad?" "No, you smell like a baby." Mrs. Yamanaka stared at her. "Is this related to Naruto's visit the other day? Why would I pass up wearing perfume because of him?" Mrs. Yamanaka sat on the bed. "You told me that you had feelings for him, right?" Ino didn't answer. "Honey, I'm proud of you. I know it hurts to give up on your special someone for a friend. You really are an adult now. Thank you." Ino sat beside her mom and looked at her face. "And you are mistaken, Mom." "Am I? Who told you I had given up? I was just telling that idiot that Sakura loved him. Isn't that giving up? No. As long as they're not married yet." Mrs. Yamanaka laughed. "I thought you liked Sasuke. When I was a kid. Now is different. He had been a jerk for so long, doing that revenge thing no one had asked of him. And you're feeling what you had felt for him then, but now it's towards Naruto's feeling. Please, don't hate them both. I don't hate Sasuke and surely not Naruto. It's just that he makes me sick. Both of them. Have you heard the rumors? I know you have. Shouldn't he find it obvious already? If he doesn't like Sakura, why not tell her face to face? What he's doing hurts my friend. I know that you just wanted to defend Sakura's feelings, but did you consider Naruto's reasons? Why should I? He is the one doing something wrong. Ino, the man started smoking after he and Team 7 had returned from their last mission. Don't you find it clear? What do you mean? Naruto is trouble. Something is troubling him. Why don't you talk with Sakura? Ino stood up and went to get her bag. She stopped and looked at her mom. I do that. But, Mom, how did you notice? He was a sweet young man. Every morning he would pass by our flower shop and chat with me for 5 minutes. He would talk about his missions, his life. He would flirt with me, flatter me. When I had a fight with your father one time, you know the time when I was not home for one day? Naruto took me on a date. He made me cry. Mrs. Yamanaka blushed slightly. It was very easy. Mom, you're blushing. Mrs. Yamanaka giggled like a young girl. What I'm trying to say is it was very easy for me to tell him everything. He was the kind of man you can be friends with easily, you can trust immediately. He was warm. You know, I'm warning you. I'm telling you something serious here. Sorry, just teasing. She put out her tongue. Cute. He was warm and honest. He didn't judge people. He was all smiles. I'm very insecure, timid, and secretive, you know that, but he was able to make me tell. If I didn't control myself, it would have been late for me to realize I had already embarrassed myself in front of him. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It made me think. In a blink of an eye, would someone as kind as him change for no reason? For someone who has been through a lot to break like that. Mrs. Yamanaka waited for Ino's reaction. Ino was quiet. Mrs. Yamanaka stood up. Honey, like you, I don't want to lose that man. He's everyone's hero. He should be the next Hokage. But if he keeps acting like what he currently is, he can't. You make it sound as if he's leaving. He might if he found no one he could trust. Mrs. Yamanaka kissed her daughter's cheek. Have a good day. She walked out of the room. Ino smiled back, but her mind was in a distant place. Mrs. Yamanaka put out a small piece of crumpled paper from her pocket. She read the single line written on it. Naruto is leaving the village. Please, Ino, help him see the right path. Shizune was troubled. 2 days ago, the Council of the Elders had released a suspension order for Tsunade for endangering the stability and future of Konoha. Until the problem had been mitigated, she would stay under house arrest. She had been stripped of all authority and privilege and would be treated as an ordinary citizen for the time being. When Shizune reached Tsunade's mansion, Tsunade was quietly watching the sky on the porch. What is going on? Shizune said as she marched towards Tsunade. I was only away for 2 days and this has already happened? Tsunade glanced up at her. She shrugged. I made a mistake. I deserve this. What are you talking about? You don't deserve any of this. Naruto has his rights and privileges as a citizen of Konoha. You only did what you were supposed to do. Naruto is special. I was a fool not to use my power to dissuade him. He threatened you. Shizune paced the floor back and forth. They didn't even consider your feelings. Those old buffoons. What will happen after the Twin Towers has finished his documents? Will they stop him by force? The decision has been made. It's done. Why the hell can't they accept the fact that Naruto is already fed up with this village and wants to have a new life somewhere? As if a pin had been pierced into each of her eyes, tears sprung and streamed down her face. I can't accept this. This is just too much to ignore. Shizune, you can't stop me. You can't do this to us. She stomped away towards the door. When she was out, Tsunade closed her eyes. Shizune banged at Naruto's door. Naruto, I know you're there. Come, don't destroy my door. Naruto appeared before her. What's wrong with you? Couldn't you knock normally? She looked at him square in the eyes. Don't leave. What? Let me inside. I want to talk with you. Naruto considered for a while. Then he stepped aside to let her in. He was half naked and his hands were covered with foam. While Shizune took in the wide living area, Naruto went to wash his hands. When he got back, he had a white t-shirt on. He brought a platter of cookies and 2 glasses of lemon juice on a tray. Sit down, he said. He set a glass in front of her and took a sip of juice himself. He sat down across her. So what do you want to talk about? Did you know that the Council of the Elders had stripped Master Tsunade of her powers? Naruto frowned. Why would they do that? You really don't know? Naruto shook his head. Don't leave. I don't want to talk about that. His mood darkened. He stood up. If that is the reason for your dropping by, you can leave. Why are you doing this? It's none of your business. Leave. I have a lot to do. He started away. Shizune glared at him. I was right. You're selfish and not only that. You're a total asshole. Naruto stared at her. She was serious. He grabbed her collar and yanked her to him. Take that back. His voice was full of venom. For the first time in her life, she felt afraid of Naruto. Nevertheless, she braced herself. I won't. Shizune observed his eyes. He was observing hers. For a time, they stayed like that, sharing breaths. Then he smiled. It was crooked. Suddenly, her heart raced. Was he planning to do something to her or it was just her imagination? With that smile pasted on his face, he ripped the front of her dress. She was very shocked. She felt all her joyous loosen. She gaped. Her eyes widened. I'm a total asshole, PH. He wrapped his arms around her. Asshole. Nice word. He kissed her. Shizune was too late to close her mouth. He eased his way into her and she felt his heat raging into her nerves. What was that? Electricity? She blinked. Mustering all the strength and sanity left in her, she tried to pull his face away by grabbing his hair. She was not responding, still like a log. He was the doer. He was good and she was melting. She pulled his hair and broke the kiss. He laughed. You're so sweet, Shizune. Very sweet, he chuckled. He licked his upper lip. Panting, she said, let me go. Let me go this instant, Naruto. What am I supposed to do? I'm an asshole. Shizune screamed. It was heard, she was sure. Somebody would come. After a few beats, she looked at Naruto. He was smiling at her. Wrong move, he said. I'm leaving. Who would care if they found us in a situation like this? He lowered his face and kissed her. Why don't we consummate this in my room? Shall we? No. Put me down. No? He glanced at the couch. He looked back at her with a grin. Okay. He put her down on the couch. She kicked him. When he backed a few steps, she rolled out of the couch. She stood with her combat needles between her fingers. She was ready to kill. If I couldn't change your mind by diplomacy, I would do it by violence, she said. Can you do it with your S bobbing around the place? Naruto said. She gasped. Why did she suddenly forget? She looked down, a wrong decision. 2 clones appeared beside her. They held her arms. Naruto sauntered towards her. He held up her chin. You're so pretty, Shizune. Why don't you become my wife? Are you an idiot? He caressed her cheek. I love girls with black eyes. He kissed her lips. This time it was maddeningly slow. It was a sweet kiss. Not too hot, not too frigid. Warm. Naruto was holding her chin. His touch was like of a feather's. Sweet. What did he eat? Cookies? He smelled like tobacco but tastes like chocolate. Her knees involuntarily shuddered. Little by little, beat by beat, he was conquering her. He pulled back an inch. She went after his mouth like a babe from its mother's teeth. He pushed forward again. A moan came out her mouth. Why was she there? What was this? Yeah, he had asked her to be his wife. Good, so good. Naruto reached out to hold her hands. The clones disappeared. He playfully caressed the center of her palms by the tip of his index fingers. Slow strokes. Slowly, he coaxed them to open. She felt like she was floating. Gradually, her hands opened, dropping the needles. She was now in his arms. He had never stopped the kiss. He was taking her somewhere, but she didn't know in what direction. She didn't want to open her eyes, afraid that the good feeling would fly away. She felt the soft surface of the couch on her back. That was it. The Kyoko law. A male migration applicant is prohibited to leave the village even after his papers have been released if he had with a woman within the time his papers were still in process. A physician shall confirm if or if not a child has been conceived from the couple. The male applicant is obliged to stay in the village for 1 month or until a negative result has been released. The physician is given full control over the time, manner, and place of release of the result. If a child is conceived, the male applicant shall marry the woman. Otherwise, he is permitted to leave without further delay. If she was unfortunate, she would have his child and him as a husband. Unfortunate? Yes, unfortunate. She didn't really like him. Not as a man. As a friend he had been first class. Had been. Not now because he made her sick. Sick, sick, sick. Oh, no. Sick of herself because she enjoyed the sensations he was making her feel. He kissed like he was trained to do it. She had to concentrate. She perked up. His hands were on her ass. Now. Disgusting? Concentrate. He would be her husband. They would marry. They would have a family. He would smile at her. She might melt. Was she the only one who knew that Naruto was actually handsome? His lips left her numb lips. A butterfly landed on her chin, then on her forehead, then on her right cheek, then the other, then on her nose. A butterfly so light and so in love with a flower. Why was he capable of so much love? She felt special and never in her life had she felt that way. She moaned. She was losing it. She had come to tell him not to leave. Plead him not to leave. But now it was she that didn't want to leave. She didn't want to open her eyes and see that it had been just a dream. The butterfly was now on her left. Flapped its wings on the cherry tip, sending shivers down her spine. My God. It flew and perched on the other. She whimpered at the pleasure. Then it landed over her heart. It became a worm, slithering down and down. She writhed, tossed around, kicked around. She tried to grab his hair, but Naruto held her hands. She squeezed his hands, surprised at her action, but let it go. Right now, his hands were the only ledges where her sanity could hold on to. Then it happened. She let him there. It was the longest minute of her life. It seemed to her that time was on a standstill. She arched her back, craned her neck back, and called out his name. The hell with Tsunade's arrest. The hell with the council of the elders. They would never make her this satisfied. Thinking about it, Naruto is not so bad. If I can change his perspective and bring him back to the way he was, and then add the love he is capable of giving, the gentleness, the warmth, he might make me happy. Like right now. It's funny how rapture can make a person forget about the most important things. Naruto. She smiled. A whirlpool. Truly you are. He moved over her. She felt his nakedness. She was not sure how he had made her feel secured and relaxed, but it was there. Almost as tangible as the warm leather surface of the couch. She was ready to accept him. You will not leave me, she muttered. Won't you? Will you stay by my side? A pause. She braced herself, pressing her lids into her eyes tighter than necessary. Then, she felt 2 drops of liquid on her face. She opened her eyes and saw him crying. He was trying to suppress it, but the tears found their way out his eyes. She had never seen a man so vulnerable. His sobs gave her goosebumps. Naruto, I'm sorry, Shizune-san, he said. His voice had a pathetic ring on it, like a rusted chime. I'm sorry. He moved onto the floor and hugged his knees. The throbbing in her womanhood subsided. She pushed herself up. Naruto, are you okay? She reached out to touch his shoulder. Naruto jerked her head towards her. Was it her imagination or his left eye was really black? She pulled her hand back. Naruto stood up. Leave. I don't need any of you. He ran to his room and slammed the door behind him. Hastily, Shizune put her clothes on. She climbed up to his room. She tried to open the door, but it was locked. Naruto, let me in. Naruto. His sobs reached her ears. He was cursing in his pillows. She could hear his voice. It was muffled, but she could not deny the vehemence in it. He had something that was making him very angry. Something that hurt a lot. She listened for a while, trying to make sense of his ramblings. Then, he fell silent. She said, "Naruto, may I come in?" She paused. "Okay, do what you want, but I'll not leave you until you tell me what your problem is." "Naruto, are you listening? I'm here. I'll wait for you here." Ino had filed an early off and was now on his way to Sakura's house. The nurse had told her that Sakura was on an indefinite leave. The nurse didn't know why. She had also found something strange. The nurses and healers had seemed hairy, restless, tensed. She didn't understand why. She wanted to but didn't bother to ask. Her first priority was her friend. She reached Sakura's house. She knocked at the door. Mrs. Haruno greeted her. "Is Sakura home?" Ino asked. Mrs. Haruno's smile faded. Her eyes betrayed her anxiety. "She is in her room. May I see her?" "Sorry, honey. She told me she didn't want to see anyone." "Please." Mrs. Haruno smiled. "Okay, I think she wouldn't mind if it was you." Now, they were standing in front of Sakura's door. Ino had a tray with a pitcher of tea, 2 clay mugs, and 2 slices of strawberry cake. "Honey, Ino is here. She wants to see you," Mrs. Haruno said. "Ino?" The voice was raspy, seen from crying. "Sakura?" Ino glanced at Mrs. Haruno. Her eyes asked if she should continue. Mrs. Haruno nodded. "Can I talk with you?" "Huh? Wait, give me a minute." Ino and Sakura's mom heard a racket inside. Concerned, Mrs. Haruno turned the knob and pushed the door open. They were both surprised to see Sakura hastily picking up scattered things on the floor. Sakura stopped when she saw them, dropping the fabric, books, and stuffed toys in her arms. "I told you to wait," she said. Ino put the tray on the floor and ran up to Sakura. "Why are you? You look like a mess." Sakura bowed her head. "I told you, didn't I? I said give me a minute." "Auntie, could you please prepare the bath?" Ino told Mrs. Haruno over her shoulder. She turned back to Sakura and held her face. "What happened to you?" Sakura's face was oily, her hair was messy, and her eyes were swollen from crying. There was even dust that was stuck on the tear tracks on her cheeks. Ino grabbed her hand. "Come on, you're going to take a bath." Sakura let herself be led by her best friend. She smiled longingly at the thought. Best friend, Ino did a good job. After she had bathed her, Sakura looked like a human being again. This was her second soaking. Ino was washing Sakura's back while the latter sat on a low stool. Sakura had remained quiet the whole time. Ino thought that she would not speak while they were inside the bathroom. She was surprised when Sakura spoke. "Naruto is leaving, Ino. He has a new mission? He will be migrating to the capital city. He is leaving for good." "What?" She stopped rubbing Sakura's back. "His papers are already in process." After hearing this, Ino lost grip of the soap. "What's going on?" Naruto went to Master Tsunade's office to submit a request for migration 5 days ago. Master Tsunade signed it. She signed it? Did he tell his reasons? Sakura shook her head. "What is his problem? That idiot. How about giving him a mission? Something that will last for years. Have you tried suggesting it to Master Tsunade? Espionage? Something like that? He has resigned from the system." "What? Don't tell me Master Tsunade let that slide, too." Sakura nodded. "That's impossible. He attacked us with a genjutsu." Sakura cut herself. "It's a long story. Tell me, I want to know." Ino went in front of Sakura. "Tell me, please." She looked at Sakura's eyes. They were welling up. "Oh, no. On second thought, I don't want to know. What's done is done. He punched me in the illusion," Sakura said. "Punched me hard in the face that I threw myself to the shelves. He hates me, now, Ino. I also think that the reason he's leaving is because of me." Ino couldn't believe what she was hearing. Even though it was just an illusion, she was astounded that Naruto would punch Sakura. But that was not what had shocked her the most. It was the fact that even in an illusion Naruto would punch a girl in the face. She couldn't believe that. "Did you try talking to him?" Ino asked. "No. Why not?" Sakura glanced at Ino. Ino realized what she had said. "Sorry, my bad. Ino, I have a request," Sakura said. "Could you please enter my consciousness and check on my memory? Somehow I feel guilty of something, but I can't remember anything I did to feel guilty about. My previous mission with Naruto and Sasuke is still a mystery to me." Just after the mission, Naruto suddenly took up smoking and tried avoiding me. We would meet at a random place. He would smile at me but would immediately excuse himself. When I cornered him and was able to engage him in a conversation, he had this annoying habit where he lit up a cigarette as if he would not be able to organize his thoughts in front of me without it. He stopped sitting with me at lunch. One time, I refrained from calling out to him. I was sure he saw me. He just passed me by. We were in the market. There were a lot of people who knew us, knew that we were best friends. But he didn't care. He walked past me and greeted some harlot I didn't recognize. You wouldn't know how embarrassed I was. I went to a public restaurant to cry. So that was the reason you began sleeping with him? Quote, I thought that I would know why he was being like that with me if I stayed as close to him as possible, but I don't know. Everything has been abnormal after that mission. She paused. Ino, did you know that I'm in love with Naruto? Yes. I don't want to lose him. When you brought Sasuke back, I was happy. But it didn't last. I thought that time that I still loved Sasuke, but my heart told me otherwise. It had only been infatuation. My heart was already beating for someone else. She paused. Do you remember how I confessed to Naruto when he was about to embark on a journey? That confession was real. The first time, which was after our battle with Pain, I tried to stop him from chasing after Sasuke by confessing to him. I admit that that was just a trick. I thought that he would change his mind. But that one, the second one, was real. She looked at Ino. Help me with this, Ino. After what happened in Master Tsunade's office, I couldn't stop thinking that Naruto knows something that I should also know, but my mind is keeping it from me. I suspect that in that mission, one way or the other, someone had used a mind-manipulating technique on me. Ino was quiet for a while. She just stared into Sakura's eyes. Then she nodded. I'll try, she said. Ino formed 14 seals in a blindingly fast succession and afterwards made a diamond with her forefingers and thumbs. Mind manipulation technique. Consciousness trespass. When Ino opened her eyes, she was floating in a large room. Moving scenes that would play for a second and back again were on large rectangular frames neatly stacked to make an endless wall in front of her. She compared the scenes and learned that going to the left would take her to older memories. In other minds, it was the other way around. She looked for the frames that depicted Sakura's last mission. She moved, skimming quickly through frames so that she was like watching Sakura as she acted her life, only backwards. It was kind of fun in a way. Then, she found it. There were 200 frames or more that was blurry, some even totally black. She formed 7 successive hand seals. Mind manipulation technique. Memory unsealing. One frame began to clear. Her eyes slowly widened when she saw it. It was a disgusting sight. Seal. The scene became blurry again. She closed her eyes and opened it. She was back in the bathroom. Sakura had an inquiring expression. For a time, she didn't know how to proceed. What did you see? Sakura asked. She recalled the scene. She thought of Naruto, how painful it must have been for him. She would have slapped Sakura if her friend was not miserable enough to warrant more sympathy than anger for her. She shook her head. I can only say that something had indeed happened. I don't want to tell you what. I don't have the right to meddle. It's between you three. You would need to talk with Naruto directly, Sakura. Is it awful? Did I do something so awful that you wouldn't tell me? Did someone seal my memory? Yes. The dark style and the fact that you had only one person with you at that specific time make it clear that Sasuke had performed the sealing. I'm sorry, Sakura. That's all I would permit myself to say. Sakura seemed to understand. She clasped her hands and hung her head. Did I do it with you? Ino didn't reply. Sakura looked up. Did I have with Sasuke? Ino put her hands over Sakura's ears. Listen to me, Sakura. You need to talk with Naruto. Talk with him before it's too late. She inhaled twice to prepare herself to the pain that was about to come. Naruto still loves you. I'm sure of it. The night came. Shizune was still there hugging her knees, repeatedly replaying the intimate encounter she had had with Naruto in the morning. It was her first time and she didn't have even the faintest trace of regret. Before she had thought that it would be embarrassing. But in Naruto's arms, with his butterfly kisses on her skin, his slow and maddening way of kissing her lips, she had felt relaxed and thankful. She admitted to herself that she had briefly forgotten the true reason she was there. She couldn't believe that she could be indecisive at such important time. How was it possible? She shunned the attention other men gave her, believing that she should find the one for her and not the other way around. She didn't even trust men in things not related to ninja missions. She had built a wall around her and had been single all this time because of it. Then, for a completely different reason, a reason that no one would think would result into a relationship but more into struggle, Naruto demolished the wall around her just by telling him he was an asshole. Naruto had made her feel more than the woman who loved a pig and an old hag and was wasting too much time in the laboratory researching for new poisons and potions. He had indirectly told her how beautiful she was, how attractive she could be, and how weak she could get. And she was happy for it. Was she? She shook her head. That encounter had happened hours ago. It was time to get to business. Now for real. After Naruto had stopped and locked himself in his room, Shizune had a glimpse of the underlying cause of Naruto's puzzling behavior. The confidence he had possessed while they argued about his departure, the boldness when he began his venture over her skin, all at once all of it disappeared the moment their coupling was imminent. He had cried. He had run to his room. Shizune stood up and put her ear on the door. When she heard nothing, she knocked. Naruto, can we talk? Please, I assure you that you can trust me. I'm your lover? Friend. No response. Naruto, you leave me with no other choice. I'm coming in. Using her combat needles, she tried jimmying the keyhole. She listened carefully for the click. Click. Naruto, I'm coming in, okay? She peeked inside. Naruto wasn't there. The wind blew and the closet door banged on the wall. She let herself in. When she saw that the closet was empty, her heart raced. She jerked her head towards the window. The wind danced with the drapes. Shit. It has been 4 days now ever since Naruto went missing, Shikamaru said. He was reporting to meet Tsunami. What do you think? It has come to this, the worst scenario. Should we do it? Don't you have any information about his whereabouts? Would I tell you he was missing if I had? Don't speak to me like that. Sorry. It's just, it doesn't matter. Should we implement the countermeasure? He is leaving us with no other alternative. Shimura was quiet for a while. Shimura? I never thought that we are about to betray the person who saved us. Shimura sighed. Damn, I hate to do this. We are sharing the same sentiment. I just hope that we wouldn't have to implement the last option. In 3 hours, the whole village knew about Naruto's plan of leaving the village. As what the three heads had expected, the majority of the people felt that Naruto had betrayed them. 1 day had passed. Naruto staggered on his way towards the Ichitaku ramen shop. He didn't notice the glares the people gave him. He was drunk. A cigarette was sticking from his mouth. Dark circles were around his eyes. He reached the ramen shop and sat on the leftmost stool. 2 other men were eating there. A bowl, please, he said. He put his payment on the counter. The 2 men began whispering to themselves. He shot them a glance. When the shopkeeper was setting down the bowl of ramen in front of him, one of the 2 men, Aki, stood up. Don't give that to him. He is not one of Konoha anymore. Naruto frowned. What's your problem, big guy? I've already paid. Scowling, Aki grabbed the money on the counter and slapped it into Naruto's face. Naruto fell on the ground, shocked. Aki spat on him. You are not welcome here anymore, traitor. A person like you has no place in this village. Naruto slowly got up, dusting his butt and wiping the spat away with his sleeve. What are you talking about? When Aki was about to open his mouth, an egg landed on Naruto's cheek. Aki sneered. Naruto turned to the direction it had come from. Another flew and hit him. Then another. And another. A group of kids were throwing them. Go away, traitor. Yeah, Mama said that you were leaving the village because you hated us. We don't need you. Selfish. Selfish. I hate you. Well. Good kids, aren't they? Aki said. These are the kids that you will be leaving behind. Very reliable, not like you when you were younger. People went out their houses to glare, watch, and enjoy as the group of kids made a fool out of Naruto. However, instead of cowering in fear, he raised his head up and spread his arms, welcoming the barrage of food flying towards him. He let them stain him with their hatred. He was smiling. In time, the rain of food dwindled and then stopped completely. The villagers were not sure how to proceed. Many seemed embarrassed for acting like children. The shopkeeper and his wife were crying. Naruto wiped his face with his sleeves. Is that all you got? Naruto said. Is no one there angry enough to want to kill me? Come on, this is your last chance. Kill me now or you'll regret it. Aki's eyes were full of compassion. Now, what is happening to you, Naruto-sensei? What's wrong? What do you want? Money? Women? I could get them for you. My eldest daughter is head over heels for you. She would be willing. Naruto grinned at Aki. What about your wife? Aki was shocked. Sensei, if you give me your wife, I'll stop. What do you say? Aki closed his eyes, suppressing the tears. I don't understand what's going on with you. Naruto turned on the villagers. To anyone who has a young, pretty wife, if you give me your wife, I won't leave the village. Everybody seemed to shrink from him. I thought you wanted to know what was going on with me. Why doesn't anyone come forward and donate his wife? I'll go with you. Just stop this. I don't want the man who has built this new Konoha be ignored by everyone. Naruto turned his head to the voice. A pretty woman with black hair stood behind him. You have a husband? He asked. I'm Aki's wife. My name is Asami. After saying this, Aki's tears streamed down his face. If you promise that you'll revert back to your old self, I'm yours. Forever. I'm sure Aki will understand. He turned to Aki. Aki? Aki reluctantly nodded. Wow, I didn't know that your loyalty to me was this deep. A young girl sprinted forward and kicked Naruto's leg. You're a bad person. You're a bad person. And who might you be? Itsuko, stop that, now. Asami said. Naruto Sensei. Hinata, that's what I want you to call me. Asami swallowed. She glanced at her husband. She retrieved her glance and looked into Naruto's eyes. Hinata, no, you're not my mom as Hinata. You're not. Forgive me. She's my daughter. Please, Asami said. Naruto smiled. It was fake but warm enough to calm Itsuko down. Watch, Itsuko. I'll do something you'll enjoy very much. Having the mind of a child, Itsuko blinked, intrigued, believing that Naruto would somehow do a magic trick for her. Itsuko didn't smile yet, but her eyes were hopeful. Suddenly, Naruto kissed Asami on the lips. Itsuko's heart broke. She began to cry. Aki immediately picked his daughter up, trying desperately to calm her down. When Naruto broke the kiss, Asami was crying. So was him. He backed away from her, tears oozing from his eyes like blood from a deep wound. I'm sorry, he whispered. I'm sorry. Naruto reached out to hold her hand, but a fist suddenly landed on his face. You bastard, Shikamaru hissed. You fucking bastard. Shikamaru collared Naruto and began punching him. Naruto was not trying to defend. You make me sick, bastard. Asami suddenly grabbed his arm. He turned to her. What's your problem? You saw it, right? This shit broke your little daughter's heart. Asami just shook her head. What? He blurted out incredulously. Naruto was grinning, again. You were already a Johnny, but your punches, he chuckled, goodness. Shikamaru pushed him to the ground and stood up. He lit a cigarette, dragged a long one, and blew furiously. He looked at Naruto from the corner of his eye. Stand up. Naruto did. Won't you arrest me? You should, man. Grave misconduct. Public scandal. Asami, there could even press me for rape and child abuse. I will not do that, Asami said. Wow, thank you. You're so generous, Hinata. Please, Naruto-sensei, don't do this to us. Sensei, I could have reconsidered if you called me Hinata. Shikamaru dragged Naruto by the wrist. You follow me, now. As they went, Asami whispered, please come back to us, Naruto-sensei. Naruto splashed his face with the water from the creek. Shikamaru had taken him to a secluded park owned by the Nara clan. It was quiet. Only the lush greenery was their audience. Naruto shook his head to get rid of the water. He could smell the alcohol in his breath and sweat. The water hadn't completely removed the stench of eggs on him. He reeked like puke. Shikamaru wrinkled his nose to show his distaste. Could I have a cigarette? Naruto asked. Shikamaru did what he thought Naruto deserved. He was angry. He threw his pack at Naruto's feet. Naruto smirked and picked up the pack, shook a cigarette, and pulled it out with his mouth. Light? Naruto said. Shikamaru tossed his matches. Naruto lit his cigarette. Thanks. That was the first time, Shikamaru said. First time? Yeah, the first time I let my emotion take over. I usually don't allow that, but what you did in there was too much. Who the hell do you think you are? Naruto shrugged. He did a drag and puff. Were you the one who broke the ice? I didn't know you were leaving until yesterday. Besides, even if I knew, I wouldn't do it. The villagers look up to you. I don't want to ruin that. Really? For goodness sake, what the hell is wrong with you? Naruto casually looked at him. Shikamaru, what would your father do if he found out that I had an affair with your mom? He would kill you. No questions asked. That's a pretty straightforward answer. Because what you're saying is a pretty straightforward immorality. Then, do you think I should have killed? Shikamaru frowned. What are you talking about? Forget it, Naruto said. I was just talking to myself. You know what, I don't care now if you leave or die. If you really want to leave, but never drag anyone else into your problem. Leave the people alone. At least, when you leave, their hopes will remain intact. It won't happen, never. They believe that their hero has betrayed them. Were your eyes open? They couldn't hate you for long. Didn't you see how embarrassed they were with what they had done? Didn't you see how Aki-san's anger collapsed and how he offered you his own daughter so that you would come to your senses? Didn't you see how Asami-san pleaded you to take her in exchange of you reverting back to your old self? The people still love you. Unless you kill a child in front of them, that would never change. A consolation. I hate to say this, but if you do something like that again, I promise to kill you myself. Understood. Where have you been, anyway? Somewhere. Shikamaru shook his head. I understand. Okay, you don't want to talk. He paused. This park is guarded by ANDUs. Until your papers are finished, I won't let you go out from here. Do you understand? This is a better place than anywhere. Thank you. May I ask for a small favor? Shoot. Sake, cigarettes, a change of clothes, soap, and privacy. What do you mean by privacy? Don't tell anyone I'm here. If someone sneaks in, I will kill whoever he or she is. Your responsibility. Don't treat this as a joke. Shikamaru studied Naruto's expression. He spat on the ground. Dia. Naruto avoided sleeping because he dreamed of that awful day. After what had happened between him and Shizune, he had never dreamed of anything but that. Sake was what prevented him from sleeping. For many, it was a kind of sleeping pill, but for him, its effect was the other way around. It filled him with heat and energy that he consumed by rigorous training. Afterwards, he was not sleepy anymore. His head would throb in pain, but he was completely sober. It even made him more alert. Right now, he was consuming a bottle of sake that Shikamaru's maid had brought to him. He had been surprised when the maid offered her a special service that he declined vehemently. He did not want anything that had something to do with women anymore. He had already sincerely regretted his recklessness with Shizune. He stood up and his vision swirled. He chuckled foolishly. Hey, Moon, do you want a drink? I'm sorry. I know. Because you don't have any hands. He laughed at his own lame joke. Suddenly, he heard a stick broke from a few meters away. He whipped his head in the direction of the sound. Who's there? I'm giving you 10 seconds to turn around. If you die, it will not be my responsibility. Sakura emerged from behind a tree. Sakura? Hi, Naruto. She gave a weak smile. How have you been? What are you doing here? Did Shikamaru? I used my own authority to make the ANDU step aside. Don't blame Shikamaru. Leave. I don't want company. I'm forgiving you this time, but if you... I'll never bother you again once you hear me out. There's nothing for us to talk about. Don't think of dissuading me. I'm decided. I'm tired of this village. You mean you're tired of me? Naruto didn't answer. If that's what's bothering you, I will leave, instead. You're more important to the village than I am. I told you I didn't want you dissuading me. He hurled the sake bottle at her. Fortunately, it missed her right cheek by an inch. One more word about that and I swear that my punch won't be an illusion anymore. Why do you hate me? Hate you? I wouldn't use that word. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted with you. Why? Naruto looked into her eyes. He smirked. Your eyes are saying you know the answer to that. Did you see? Was I doing it with Sasuke? Naruto applauded and laughed derisively. Oh, so you remember. So what do you want now? Console me? Too late, pretty girl. Answer me. The intensity of her voice ripped the smile off his face. He was quiet for a while. Then, he said softly, yes. I saw you. He saw her knees buckle. She stepped back once. You can leave now if only that was what you came here for. The wind blew at them as if mocking the sound of finality in his voice. Was it bad? The question infuriated him. You son of a bitch. Are you an idiot or what? He paused to compose himself. Was it bad? Of course, it was. Why? Because I loved you, for goodness sake. There I was, expecting a warm welcome, thinking of a long night where the three of us would have a pleasant conversation, introduce ourselves to each other one more time, excited like a little boy, only to witness a fucking love scene courtesy of my two best friends. Now you're asking me if that was bad? Fucking, how insensitive could you get? He paced the ground. I know that you are thinking that I have no right to feel this way. Who the hell am I, for heaven's sake? But can you blame me? Sakura, you made me hope. Don't tell me you don't remember. You were even holding that accidental kiss that you had meant for my cheek against me. Remember now? 1 month after I brought Sasuke back, your behavior towards me changed all of a sudden. You became sweet, cooking lunch for me, telling me how attractive I had grown. You even resorted to kissing me goodbye on the cheek every day. I began to believe that you had developed some feelings for me. And I was a fool. That night, I meant to confirm them. I was looking forward to have a long conversation with the two of you to see if my intuition was correct. I wanted to see if you still had feelings for Sasuke. I thought that if you didn't show any, I would make my move and confess. But instead of a conversation, what I arrived on was a confirmation. Indeed it was. A confirmation that you still loved Sasuke and you didn't care how I would realize it. I wouldn't have been like this if you didn't make me hope. I already accepted the fact that you wouldn't love anyone but Sasuke a long time ago. I had already coped. My heart was already conditioned for that. But then you turned on me, steered my heart into believing that it was I, not Sasuke, whom you loved. If that was not the case, I wouldn't have felt this pain. I wouldn't have been afraid of sleeping because that awful memory wouldn't haunt me. I wouldn't have avoided you and I wouldn't have been disgusted with you. I wouldn't have changed because I could have easily looked away. I would have stayed as my old self, not fearing betrayal, not fearing lies, open and accepting. But you changed me. You know what I confirmed? I confirmed that what the third had told me was true. That love can make you happy or make you insane. He lit a cigarette and turned around. Now, leave. I don't want to see you again. Sakura was crying so bad her whole face was wet. But it was true. Everything. You are the one I love. I love you, Naruto. Words will not affect me anymore. It is too late for reconciliation. I still not remember everything. She sniffed. I know I hurt you so much. I'm sorry. That very night Sakura cut her wrist. Naruto's limbs were numb. His body was drenched with sweat. He had just punished himself with a rigorous training. Panting, he staggered toward his clothes under a tree. It was only 10 steps away when he suddenly felt nauseous. The drink he had taken was forcing its way out his mouth. He stopped and stifled it, covering his mouth with his right hand. But it burned his throat and leaked out between his fingers. He threw up. The dizziness worsened. As he retched out everything from his stomach, he blacked out. He shook his head, breathed in a lungful. I'm okay, he said, encouraging himself. But when he opened his eyes, his surroundings were still blank. He fell forward and lost consciousness. He was lying on his stomach. He was holding the ankle of someone. Stop this, please. When he looked up, it was his own self he saw. But this Naruto was dark. This Naruto had the stench of evil. Stop. You've done enough damage. Evil Naruto hunkered in front of him. Come on. You're saying that that is enough? That would not avenge even your pinky. Let me go. You're tired. Let me take it from here. It's hard walking around while dragging you at my foot. People will call you crazy if you continue being bad then being apologetic for it after a blink of the eye. Wouldn't you thank me instead? Man, I want to get a hold of that Asami woman. Her lips were, how will I say it, fantastic. Hot. Even if she had children already, she sure looked like she loved being beautiful. We wouldn't be tired of her for a while. He smirked. So let go of me. Didn't you hear that? Money and women. With your... No, our popularity you will have a share of each. A big share. Imagine. Sakura, Ino, Tenten, Hinata, Konoha, Shizune, you name it, serving naked for you. Food on gold plates, a large mansion. A pyramid of money. If you let me take over, you'll not regret it. I swear, you will have every pleasure you could ever wish for. No, please, what do you want? Ah, power. Is that what you want? It's easy. I don't want anyone suffering because of me. Oh, so you'd rather have yourself betrayed. Man, that's your weakness. You're too soft. Remember how Sakura betrayed us. If a sweet girl like her could do it, so is everyone. People are the same inside out. Nobody has a fragrant shit. So be a good boy and let go. I won't. Evil Naruto stood up and began kicking at him. I said let go. I'm getting tired of an asshole like you. Even battered severely, Naruto held on. Evil Naruto let out an exasperated sigh. Kyuubi, are you there? This bastard is stubborn. The red chakra materialized in front of evil Naruto. The demon fox was leering. Did I hear you call my name? Who else, idiot? This shit will not let go of me even if he dies. Cut my leg and then heal it for me. So assuming, did you think I would listen to someone like you? Evil Naruto grinned. You want to test me? You want that sanity of yours disappear again? The Kyuubi laughed. That's more like it. I've been waiting for the youth to come to his senses. What's happening to you, Kyuubi? Naruto asked. Aren't we friends anymore? Since when? I was only acting. You're not like B who has no attachments to this world. He is wise. He would kill the nearest person to him if necessary. While you are still young and easily affected by emotion. The Kyuubi sneered. The fate of a container is always to be alone. You cannot serve two masters. If you maintain a bond with someone, you will always have space for doubt and fear in your heart. A little space is all I need to keep myself from completely losing my true nature. I never had doubts or fears. That's what you think. A man like that is called a saint. If what you say was true, do you think this fine young man would be standing before you? I won't let you. You crave. You are not happy with what you have. You are not pure. It is not possible for water to remain perfectly clean in a container that has molds in it. The man who is before you is the embodiment of your subconscious desires. If you were pure, you would not have materialized. And if you were pure, I would not be lecturing you today. The Kyuubi laughed. Where we were, my dear container. I said do something about him, evil Naruto said. That is easy. The Kyuubi bit Naruto's arm. The pain made him scream. He let go. After a few more screams, he fainted. Evil Naruto rubbed his ankle. Did you know that he has kept holding onto me until now? Man, my ankle got bruised. He straightened up. How did you do that? I thought that he had tamed you. He had tamed my chakras, but he had never completely got rid of my hatred. I've waited a long time. Luckily, the fool provided me with a peck of darkness to chew on. Now, I'm free. You're not because you'll work under me. It's the same. I only wish to vent my anger at anything. I know you can do that for me. I don't mind if you use everything I have. I only live to be strong. Don't expect any gratitude from me for what you've done. It's not my style. It wouldn't have made any difference if you did. Naruto stood up. The dizziness had vanished. He looked up at the moon and grinned, showing a more developed set of canines than what he originally had. He went to the tree and put his clothes on. Suddenly, he caught a whiff of sweat. He easily calculated that it was coming from a male shinobi 200 meters away from him. He heard the shinobi say. He woke up. He's at the tree. Spies, he muttered. I hate spies. He vanished. He heard the shinobi say. He's gone. Alert, he's gone. He was now behind the shinobi. I'm not gone. I've been here all the time. The shinobi turned sharply to face him only to be caught off guard by a fast slash of a hand. His severed head fell on the ground. Naruto watched the head roll as he licked the blood on his hand. He knelt beside the head and inspected its face. Wait, you're not from Konoha. He folded the right ear of the head and found a 3-dot tattoo behind it. Assassins. So, they were planning to kill me sooner or later. This is getting interesting. He heard the voice coming from the transmitter. He put it on his ear. Hey, answer me. What happened? What was that sound? The man said. Come here. I'll show you something interesting. Naruto replied and grinned. Kakashi appeared at the porch of Tsunade's mansion. He was tense. He rapped at the door. Master Tsunade, wake up. It's an emergency. Master Tsunade. He heard footsteps coming down. Tsunade slid the door open. It's 2 of the clock. What's happened? Sakura committed suicide. She hasn't been breathing for 30 minutes now. Tsunade blanched. What? Come quickly. Everyone is doing his best to keep her heart from stopping. Tsunade didn't bother to change. She tightened her robe strap and left off. When 2 ANDUs, her guards, walked her way, she ruthlessly threw them away. When they arrived at the hospital, they passed by Mrs. Haruno crying on a bench beside the door. She looked miserable. Blood had stained her pajamas. Tsunade pushed the door and entered the room. Kakashi stayed outside. Tsunade's heart leapt to her throat when she saw Sakura. The rosy cheeks of the girl had gone ashen gray. Her usually cherry lips were chapped and white. Her eyelids were ajar. 2 blood packs supplied Sakura's circulatory system with new blood. 4 Hyuga Jonins were administering chakras into her chakra channels. The transparent oxygen mask was clear all the while, a sign that she was not breathing. Tsunade shot a glance at the heartbeat monitor. The waves were occasional and very weak. She caught sight of Sakura's wrist. Fortunately, it had been cleaned and bandaged. She reached out and ripped the oxygen mask from Sakura's face and inserted 2 small tubes into her throat instead. She turned open the knob of the oxygen tank where the tubes were connected. She watched as Sakura's chest expanded, a ghastly sight. She turned the knob close. Tsunade heard the hissing of the escaping air. In 2 seconds, she formed 32 successive hand seals. Forbidden technique. Necromancer's orbs. 2 fingernail-sized light orbs materialized at the center of her palms. The room was filled with white light. The 4 Jonins had to close their eyes. Tsunade immediately put the orbs over Sakura's heart and diaphragm. She let go. The twin orbs hovered at the spots. She formed 88 hand seals in 5 seconds, a truly incredible feat. Forbidden medical technique. Soul snatcher. The orbs were like sucked up into Sakura's body. The light disappeared. Tsunade immediately took the small crystal off her forehead and put it on Sakura's forehead. She formed 27 hand seals in 6 seconds, obviously in difficulty. Her skin began to sag and shrivel. Healing resuscitation. Electrical impulse regeneration technique. A reedy breathe came out her mouth. Double the chakra supply. Now, blue chakras crept onto the crystal and then it swallowed the chakras into Sakura's brain. Immediately, the waves on heartbeat monitor registered vigor. It beeped and beeped until the readings were normal. Tsunade had regressed back to her wrinkled appearance. She took the tubes out Sakura's throat and put back the oxygen mask over Sakura's nose. White vapor exploded on the surface inside. Sakura was finally breathing. "Have another Hyuga here," she said to a nurse who had been astounded with her incredible performance. Now, the nurse blinked and heeded her command. She looked back at Sakura. Sakura's color was returning. Then she fainted. Naruto had difficulty. Now, the first 2 assassins had been easy. He had killed them like breaking a stick in 2. But now, facing the ANBUs, he couldn't seem to bring himself to kill. 14 ANBUs lay half dead on the ground. That was all that he could do. Leave them half dead. The last Anbu attacked. He mustered all the evil energy he could muster. This time he would kill this one for sure. The Anbu made his chakras flow into his kunai to make a katana with the sharpest blade. As he moved closer, hands shot out from the ground and held him up. He swung his chakra sword to cut the hands. Naruto saw the opportunity and attacked with a Rasengan. When the Anbu looked up, he was too late. Naruto leapt up. He would bash the head of the Anbu into debris of ruined flesh. He was few feet away when the irritating sensation shot through him again. His hand moved down. The aim was the ANBU's stomach now. He tried to retrieve his control and aimed for the head. He couldn't. In the end, his Rasengan hit the ANBU's stomach. The Anbu coughed up blood, his stomach drilled in, but he was still breathing. He flew backwards, 2 yards away. Naruto cursed under his breath. He closed his eyes. When he opened them, he was inside his consciousness again. He saw the demon fox pacing in front of its old cell. The real Naruto was sitting inside the cell in meditation. "What is happening here?" evil Naruto asked. He locked himself inside. "I can't go near it. It was designed so that my chakra could leak but my hatred could not." The Kyuubi growled at Naruto. "This little shit escaped my chakra barrier and went inside the cell. He hasn't moved since then. I have difficulty moving outside. When I am about to kill, my body moves on its own and shifts my aim so that I will avoid killing the opponent." "Do you think he is doing it?" The Kyuubi stared at him incredulously. "He can do that? Don't say, would I complain here without a grave reason? You're really an idiot, do you know that? If you know something about it, tell me." There was a legendary technique created by the first generations ago. He had a dual personality and his other self was really troublesome. He used the technique to control his body from the inside. What I think the little shit is doing is incorporating his old self in the part of your brain that decides in battle. He is bridging that area to the area of instinct so you won't be able to avoid it whatever you do. He will not let you kill if the enemy doesn't meet his criteria. What I know of Naruto, if he still finds hope that the enemy has the capability to change his ways, he will give him a chance. He will only kill if the enemy is of pure evil like the 2 of us. That's his true self. That shit. Evil Naruto marched up towards the cell. "Stop. That cell will not allow the entrance of negative states of mind. Hatred, envy, greed, fear, deception, lust, isolation, pride, and filth. The cell is designed to imprison the 9 beastly nature of the human race. You will not be able to enter. You will be destroyed. Evil Naruto was quiet for a while. The Kyuubi watched him as he thought to himself. Then, he smirked. Then laughed. Then made it louder like a lunatic. I see. It's not bad at all. By leaving them half dead, they will appreciate death more. They will be able to smell their own rotting flesh behind their masks. They will suffer because of their own transgressions. I'm kind, am I not? I will be giving them time to grieve and regret their sins. This is very interesting. He chuckled. The villagers will be in my way if I can't kill them. We must demand their evacuation. This is not what I've expected. I didn't know that this little shit had become so powerful. We are destined to have the world. Of course, we are powerful. What will you do? First, I will incapacitate the most dangerous shinobi in this village. Shikamaru. From then on, everything will be easy. The ultimate strategist, EH. Despite lacking in shinobi skills, he's the only shinobi I haven't able to defeat yet. And you to him, he's not that good. If I don't allow him the chance to think. Using the transmitter he had plucked out from an ANBU's vest, Naruto called Shikamaru. Shikamaru, what's happening here? The Anbu team has been annihilated. What? Come here, quick. There are 2 assassins here. They're both dead, now. I think they were trying to kill me. The ANBUs must have taken care of them. Okay, I'll summon an emergency team first. I'm on my way. Shikamaru arrived after 10 minutes. He immediately knelt and examined an injured Anbu on the ground. Naruto stood beside him. Shikamaru frowned. He was thinking. So, Naruto said, what do you think? Furtively, he pulled out a kunai from his pocket. Where is the emergency team? They're arriving any minute, but for the time being, Shikamaru formed hand seals. I'll have you stand still. Shadow manipulation technique. Shadows crept onto Naruto's shadows. Naruto had a cynical expression on his face. Shikamaru stood up. Did you think I wouldn't know what had made these injuries? What are you planning? If you convince me, I won't have to kill you. Naruto was grinning. But we are friends, right? Shikamaru's eyes widened in anger. His shadows crept and wrapped around Naruto's throat. What are you planning? This is not like you. I'd expected that you would have a calm disposition when you faced me. The shadows put more pressure. His breathing whizzed. I'll tell you, but how can I speak if your shadows are stifling my neck? The pressure eased down. Naruto grinned. This is what I plan on doing. I'll destroy the village. Suddenly, 2 ANBUs stood up from the ground. Shikamaru knew what was coming and fear surfaced on his face. The 2 ANBUs stabbed him from behind. Blood flowed out from his gaping mouth. The 2 ANBUs stabbed him 10 times. Naruto, with his sickening grin not leaving his face, sauntered towards Shikamaru. Shikamaru managed to shock him a glare despite his condition. The other me, your friend, doesn't let me kill you, Naruto said. The other you? So, I'll just make you my messenger. Naruto pulled out Shikamaru's tongue. He passed his index finger over the bloody muscle and an inscription appeared. That's a bomb seal. If someone touches it, it will cut your tongue. After you've spoken a sentence in one breathing, it will cut your tongue. Choose your words carefully so that single chance will not be wasted. I'll wait until 8 this morning. I'll start my attack pronto when the second hand struck 12 whether the villagers are there or not. You have 5 hours left. He heard footsteps coming. Here's your reinforcement. He turned around but stopped midway. Before I forget, don't treat this as a joke this time. I've taken over the controls. I don't give a damn anymore. Your friend, the Hokage aspiring kid, is dead. The 2 ANBUs turned into smoke. Naruto vanished, but his piercing laughter remained in the air for a while.
That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, then please like, share and do comment.